booze, no din-dos. Man, just lay back and turn it up. Ray, word 'em up. Working on his farmer's tan underneath the burning sun. We gonna ride this covered wagon till its last wheel. Gotta love it when the music sounds just like the grass fields. Hey, you, get off my cloud. All that negativity ain't gonna be bringing me down. Just keeping positive's a motto to the end. Hand out the window on the highway, riding the wind. Hey, you, get off my cloud. All that negativity ain't gonna be bringing me down. Just keeping positive's a motto to the end. Hand out the window on the highway, riding the wind. Hey yo, Ray. 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 Hey yo, Ray.
Summer, cool Vito summer. Yo, all right, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It is Saturday. Look, who we got with us right now. We got a little bit of that D-Wag on the screen right
Woo!
now with his brown beanie going on. D-Wag, what is going on over there in Indiana? I see you driving around. Where the hell you going, D-Wag?
I'm just sitting in the air conditioning, bro. It's 70 degrees right here. I don't know if y'all see. Don't look at my warning lights. You know what I'm saying? But it is 70 degrees, and I am dying, bro. So I got the motherfucking AC on blast. I would shave. It's all dusty. I gotta clean this bitch out. But yeah, I'm happy to join. The main bruvs, James and you,
Yeah,
man.
facts, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you
I'll
know,
be I'll be keeping it low key. I'm gonna be
D-Wag,
keeping it low
what are you
key.
talking about, D-Wag? You one of the mains. Well, come on now, brown beanie gang. But you do have
Nah,
a
but I'm not the. I am one of the mains, but I'm not the mains. You feel me?
brown beanie gang,
Yeah.
gang, gang. But hey, no, for real though, you do got a pinball machine going on with your lights over there. You get little light bulbs going off like some kind of Godzilla pinball machine, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just ignore
no.
that, and eventually, hopefully it'll come on. It'll turn on,
That's what I
right?
hear. I hear all the lights normally turn off anyway. But then we got our boy James, South London James, all the way from over there in South London. James, is it sunshine out over there? Is it raining? What's going on, bro? How you doing?
It's sunny. I've had a few beers, so I might be a bit Larry today.
Oh shit, a
Could
bit
be a bit
Larry.
Larry.
A bit Larry.
Bit
I like
Larry.
Larry. I like it when James is Larry. James, we all know that like right now it's only 11 o'clock in the morning my time. But for people who don't know, I got myself a little James clock up there. I put a James clock so I can keep track of what time it is in London. So it's coming up on 6:10 in London, isn't it? 6 in the evening. Is that what?
7:10.
Oh, it's 7:10.
Clocks changed, didn't they?
Oh, what the hell? My
Yeah.
clock is 1 hour behind. I'll have to fix that.
Well, it was weird, wasn't it? Because like you changed, the clocks changed like 1 month. We had that 1 month, didn't we, where everything was like earlier for me. And then remember when I came on stream and I didn't have any clothes on, and I was like, God, I've got to quickly put some clothes on, or the women are gonna have a heart attack, you know.
Yeah.
Pat, Courtney, FOMO, they won't know how to control themselves.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Wow.
Well, we might have to
Damn.
do a shirtless stream one of these days, boys. We'll get in here, see what the chat has to say about that.
Yeah,
I've seen your-
yeah. Give me a few months. Give me a few months. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Let me jump in the chat and say hello to all these beautiful motherfuckers out here in that chat on this Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, wherever the hell you are. We got D-Wag official. He's not only in the chat, he's on stream with us, pulling double duty. FOMO having a happy birthday to you, FOMO. FOMO, if you want to jump on, we'll throw you the link. But if you want to come on next week, I would like to personally invite FOMO on next Saturday if she's into it. Let's fucking go. Happy birthday to FOMO.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy
Yes,
birthday.
yes. She said
23.
she's been lit
23. Let's
tonight.
fucking go. Give her a little clap right
23.
there.
I thought she was older than that. I thought she was like 24, 25.
She could be. I don't know. She could be. We got Mr. Jeeky out there. He says, 07, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, Mr. Jeeky. Hope you're having a great one. Maybe get a beer or two in you. Or if you're one of them teetotalers, hope you get a
Or
brownie.
6. Get a beer or 6.
Yeah, get a beer or 6. Let's fucking go. Great cloudy day out there. Shouting out D-Wag. Great cloudy day. I hope you're having a good one today. I hope you're feeling good. Hope you're out there taking pictures. You take great pictures, 100%. She sells SoCal says, happy Saturday. Let's fucking go. We got Miami John out there. He's making his deliveries. He's making his phone calls. He's doing his hits. He's killing people with kindness, people. With kindness, okay? Shout out to you, bro. Who else we got out there? We got Will Studio. He says, what's up, big dogs? Hail, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? So we're getting it done out here today. We also wanted to say, I know that Hillbilly Harry, he might be in the chat. Shout out to Hillbilly Harry. I think he is. But let's go, Jared. Jared made the finals. Let's fucking go. Let's give Jared a round of applause for making the finals. He's going to be in the finals, I think, later on today. Let's fucking go. We're going to be cheering him on, or maybe it's tomorrow. But let me check that real quick. Just look at the, if you don't follow Hillbilly Harry on X, you should. Because, doggone it, Hillbilly Harry, we're pulling for Jared.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. We're pulling for him. Okay.
Shade red, white, and blue. Let's go.
Yeah, he's going to be on the mat at 1:32 Mountain Time. So I think that's about 12 Pacific and about 3 Eastern. So he's going to be on mat 2. I posted the link here. I'll see if I can't get that link and drop it for you guys in the chat. If you guys want to, let's see here, copy link. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to copy the link. All right, let's go ahead and copy that link. Let's drop it in the chat right here. And if you guys want to go check that out, it's on YouTube. Okay, so it's on YouTube. There we go. There's the link for to watch Jared. I think that's at 1:30 Mountain Time, So I don't know wherever you are, figure it out. We're gonna support Jared. Say, get in there, Jared. Hope we sending you the best. We want you to win. Let's fucking go. Okay, we might even try to pull that up in a minute, a little bit later. But yeah, let's go, Jared. So, bro, that's the kind of guy you want. You want Jared to be out there. You want him to represent us for the Olympics. So let's go, buddy. Let's get you in there.
Yeah, man, he's a beast, dude. He's not a fuck up like me. D-Wag, I don't know what the fuck the Indianapolis 500 track right now. I'm gonna fucked up. We got a white trash bash going on out here, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Tickets. There's something going on. What the fuck is it?
Yeah, you gotta avoid that traffic, D-Wag. I mean,
this shit's horrible.
That's what happens when you get into the car
studio.
Dude,
look at this shit, bro. This shit gets bad.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get in car studio.
Yeah, dude. No, man. Yeah, the car. That's the problem. Is like people are like, what the fuck are you people trying to do out here? Fucking trying to enjoy your time. I'm trying to stream, motherfucker. Let's go. Get out my fucking way.
I'm just wondering, D-Wag, when you gonna get that bat cave set up going in your basement there? You how's that coming along?
In the dump cave? Well, gotta go down. Yeah, below. You know, I don't know. Pretty soon, I keep doing anything and everything else. To avoid that. That's why I was doing the umbrella cave yesterday. You know,
the umbrella stream was fire, bro. We had a good stream yesterday. If you guys didn't see it, go watch it. It's on my channel. Lunch table, not lunch tube. I almost said lunch tube. What the hell am I talking about? But James, you were telling me a story when we first popped on here about James is all pumped. He's gonna go get his tattoo. Then he goes down there, and the lady bails on him. What happened there, James?
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks, innit? Especially because I had to drag my mother out as well because she was going to get some tattoos as well, and she's had like medical complications this week. She's got like bronchiectasis. You know, if you look at that, you get fluid on the lungs. So she's had a 24-hour stay in hospital. And she said when she had the oxygen mask on, the first thing she said when she popped it off, she was like, "We're going to get those tattoos on Saturday, aren't we, James?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you just get better and we'll think about it." So we go today, right? And the problem was I hopped straight off stream and ladies, calm down. I stripped down naked, got straight into bed, you know, and like I was crashed out listening to Nightwave. And then I wake up in the morning and because I'm half an idiot, I didn't check my phone. I just bombed out, went into town. We had a couple of beers. Mum had a couple of hot chocolates, did a bit of shopping. Then we cruised along to the tattoo parlor and I'm outside. And I'm like, I'm just going to pop in and say hello to Sarah. And then we'll get moving. You go first, I'll go second. I like go in there and go, "Where's Sarah?" And she goes, "Didn't you check your messages?" "Obviously not." And she said, "Well, she sent a message out last night that you're going to have to reschedule because her kid is in hospital. We might have to have surgery."
Oh, shit.
So I've dragged my mum out for nothing. She's had an hospital stay. I tell you, you're looking at the fuck up of fuck ups this week. I tell you, I just want to like get this week out of the way, crack on to Monday, but reschedule. And I'm like, my mum, she's crazy. She's worse than me. She's like, "You know, when we reschedule, right? I've got a couple of tattoos that I want to add. I want to add some jazz notes and I want to get a sword." And I'm like, "Mum, you're not going to have any room left on your arms." I said, "You're 69, not 18. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, come on." She said, "You've got a ton of tattoos. I can have a ton of tattoos." And I'm like, that's what I love about my mum. She's living life the best she can. She's got like a lot of medical complications, as you know. There's a lot of stuff that makes her life incredibly difficult, but she's out there giving it her best. And that's why I love her to bits.
Yeah, she's a real trooper. We hope she gets to feeling better. And, you know, hell, by the time she's 70, she might have a full sleeve on both arms, bro. You just don't know, right?
As long as she doesn't start doing that only grands, that's the only thing I'm going to stop her doing. There'll be no only grands.
The only grands, yeah.
I ain't even gonna. I was gonna say I was gonna subscribe. No, nah, man. She's out there living life.
D-Wag, don't you subscribe to James's only grands?
I'm just kidding. I would never do something like that. Not to James, anyway. Right. Somebody else, a stranger.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Shout out to Ice Dancer. We see her in the chat right there. Let me give you a little round of applause, Ice Dancer.
Shout out.
No, you know what's crazy? He's like, have you guys noticed this? All these old women joining OnlyFans all of a sudden. Like, what the hell is this all about? You know, we got James.
No, I'm subscribed to all of them.
Oh, are you liking that, James? Are you liking the older ladies? Like, what the hell's going on?
I won't entertain a woman under the age of 65. I just want.
No, we got Jamie Presley. She's joining OnlyFans. I mean, I'm saying, like, women are obviously still attractive, but you would think they would hang up the whole porn racket by the time, I don't know, in their 30s or something like that. We got Shannon Elizabeth. She made, like, what'd you say, James, $1.5 million?
She made $1.5 million in the first week. And that's why they do it, don't they?
In the first week. Yeah.
You do realise what they've got in common, though, haven't you? All the actresses that you mentioned or you're going to mention, they're kind of washed up and they're looking for a second career, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
looking for a nice little earner. How many movies do you see that Jamie Presley in? All I know her from is My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
And I think she was in like a horror movie back in the day in a Marilyn Manson video.
Yeah.
Shannon Elizabeth, I just know her when she was like in those teen movies.
Yeah, and then
you know what I mean? It's like
Drea D'Amato, she was in
Sopranos and Joey.
Yeah.
I mean, Joey lasted one season. I mean, these are not exactly great actresses. They're not getting regular work and they're not. So what they do is they're still quite fit.
Yeah.
They look reasonably good in a bikini. There's a lot of perverts like me out there that want to see them.
Well, I mean, like, you know, like Drea D'Amato, she didn't even get naked, you know? She was on The Sopranos. She was what was her character's name? I forget. She was the girlfriend of Chris.
Adriana.
Yeah, she was Adriana, bro. She was
Adriana
hot.
Lacerva.
She was hot, bro. Jamie Presley's Trailer Park hot for sure. I really wasn't into American Pie, but Shannon Elizabeth, she's attractive. Not gonna lie about that. But what the hell's going on? Why are all these old ladies all of a sudden making these millions of dollars? Why are they pushing this like thing where young men are with old ladies? I thought the whole age gap thing was bad. If you have men like Leonardo DiCaprio dating a 20-year-old, oh my God, you know, pearl clutching. What do you think, Darren? Is this the new trend that's going on? Is this feminism? The fifth wave of feminism right here? Wait, where's D-Wag? D-Wag, did we lose you? We lost D-Wag. He must have driven out of range right there, but let me jump in the chat real quick. We'll regroup after getting tossed by D-Wag in the car.
He's too good for us, isn't he?
Now,
this is the problem. He's got a fear of success because he knows he's going to be incredibly successful, and he doesn't know how he's going to handle all the millions and all the women. You know, he's actually going to have to make an effort and have a shit shave and a change and be a responsible adult instead of a right scumbag.
Yeah, well, D-Wag's proper. He's like the Tasmanian devil, bro. He wants to pop out, pop in, shake things up. That's just how he is. Let me say what's up.
He's a ball of creativity.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Yeah, let me just say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got Skullgrin. Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you. We got Ebot Canales. He says, "Hell, James, your mom reminds me of my mom. She got her first tattoo last year at 74. Let's fucking go,
nice.
Ebot. Let's give Ebot a round of applause. Let's fucking go. Good to see you, Ebot." Mr. Jicky says, facts, a bunch of Hollywood starlets pushing 50 joining OnlyFans. Gross. Yeah, I don't know if I can.
Oh, come on, Mr. Jicky, give it a try, mate. You know, just because they're wrinkly and just because there's a few cobwebs, you got to give that shit a try. You know, you can't be. You know, you got to be an equal opportunities guy, ain't you?
Yeah, bro. They're not starlets anymore, man. I don't know what's the opposite of a starlet. It's like a old,
old washed up has been.
A black hole.
You know what I mean? It's like
a black hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Presby, bro, in the chat. Let's fucking go. We got Nacho. Good to see you. He says Jamie Presley still can get it. I agree. Jamie Presley's still hot. I mean, in fact, all three of those women are still hot. They could all get it, but they shouldn't be on OnlyFans. They shouldn't be trying to get it on OnlyFans. They can't compete against the 23-year-old version of themselves. That's what OnlyFans is for. 23-year-old, 24.
Maybe it's a vanity thing as well. You know what I mean? It's like some women, you know, it's like they look when they've been like that. Take Shannon Elizabeth because she was the hottest one. Jim, she was every teenage boy's fantasy, every teenage boy's dream, and she probably looks back, doesn't she? I can imagine her when she like American Pie comes up. She's flicking through the channels and she sees her younger self, and now she looks in the mirror. She's probably thinking, have I still got it? Can I still do it? I think I'm still desirable. I'm going to put it out there. Oh, yeah, look. And it gives her a confidence boost, an ego boost, and it boosts her bank balance.
Yeah,
the thing I would be annoyed about, I think, as I'm like quite an old school guy and very possessive when it comes to girlfriends and women that are in my life, is like if she's got a husband, if she's got a boyfriend, a partner, if she's got kids, I would be like, because there's a lot of these OnlyFans, they're selling their fucking crusty old panties on there, you know what I'm saying? And they're posting them to old perverts, you know,
well,
online.
They ain't making
like,
brownies, James. They're not making brownies.
I know, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's weird, isn't it? You always talk about the 3-generation family, you know, when you get to a certain age, right, you don't want to be competing with your daughters. You know what I mean? You want to elevate. You want to transition, you want to become a wife, you want to become a mother, you want to become a grandmother, maybe you become a cook, maybe you become something in the community.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you have other outside interests, you know, stuff to replace that stardom. But some people, they just don't, they can't make the transition, can they?
Well,
They're stuck. They're stuck in their 20s.
Yeah.
They're stuck at their peak. They're
Yeah.
stuck at their height.
Yeah, shout out to Tank Ferret in the chat. Let's fucking go. No, Charlize Theron is another great example. I don't know if you guys caught that interview that she had. Shout out to Monk Fruit. I see you out there in Indiana, bro. Tell D-Wag to get back on stream. If you see him out in the streets out there, okay, Monk Fruit. So yes, Tank says smash that like button. Let's share it out. Let's fucking go, people. Come on, we trying to win this shits. But no,
we're trying to win the war.
Yeah,
take over.
That's right.
The slow takeover.
That's right.
This is a slow takeover, but we will take over.
Very slow indeed. But no, you know, you got Charlize Theron out there. She says that she just had sex with a 24-year-old guy the other day. She's doing an interview on the fucking on the subway, bro. That bitch is cooked, man. That bitch is cooked. She turned both her kids trans, and they aren't even her kids. She adopted them, bro. Dude, that is some wild shit right there, man. That's some wild shit.
Do you know what she's saying that for? She's not saying, she's saying that because she wants validation from other people. You know what I mean? Charlize Theron was another one who was lauded first for her looks and then for her acting. And now she's getting older. She's falling back on, I used to be this really good looking bird. And in the back of her mind and in women's mind, it's like, have I still got it? Can I still do it? And she's like, I think I read or I saw where she said, I can't be married. I can't have a partner because how else, these are my words, not her words, I'm paraphrasing, how else could I bang young guys? You know, I'm out here, I'm still desirable, I'm banging all these young guys and everyone's like going, yeah, you go girl, right? Now say I went on there, right? I'm in my 50s, I go on there, I'm this Hollywood star or a fading Hollywood star and I go, yeah, you never guess what I did last night, bruv. Yeah, I went outside and I smashed a granny out of two 25-year-olds. I'd get cancelled the next fucking day.
Yeah.
Because it's flipped. Where it used to be the men, like all the old stars, they were glamorized, like the Michael Douglases, you know, they were always dating the young birds and everyone was like, yeah, Michael Douglas, he's still got it, he can do it. The Leonardo DiCaprio of his generation is flipped now, like you said, where the women are lauded for it and the men are castigated for it.
Yeah, it's complete bullshit, bro. This is feminism. This is the hypocrisy of feminism, 100%. And, you know, at least it works when you have an older man with a younger woman because she can still have a family. But when you get with an older woman with a younger man, what the hell is that anyway? You know, what kind of man wants to be dominated by a woman? And what kind of woman wants that? You know what I'm saying? We got the simp brigade. These are all little boys who never grew up, who always were coddled by their mom and fantasized about that, or their mom, or their neighbor, or or, you know what I'm saying, man. This is wild, man. This is all this culture that you see on the internet. That these people are all, oh my God, we'll roll over for a little smell of the pussy and all this kind of stuff. It's like, man, grab your balls, have some self-respect, bro. You know. That's what I see. This is a harvest of the nostalgia. Oh, remember when Jamie Presley was on, Earl? Oh, remember when Drea D'Amato was on Sopranos? Oh my God, she was so hot back then. Flashback 20 years, bro. It's over with. It's cooked. Then they jump on. They try to get their money. They try to skin the cat, skin the simp, so to speak. And then they get a payday, and then they're gonna run off into the sunset. And what are you gonna be left with? Nothing, bro. Keep your fucking money, man. Don't be fucking dropping that. If you
don't give it to these women, man.
Yeah,
go out and buy a prostitute or something.
I mean, at least get something for it, right, James? You're gonna get a dime bag, maybe a 8-ball if you're lucky, and then a couple prostitutes. At least you'll get something for it. No, but seriously, I tell men all the time, bro. If you really want to get one of these women who are like high profile, you can't treat them like they're a celebrity. As soon as you treat them like a celebrity, they're going to treat you like a fan and they're going to drop your fucking ass off, man. You have no shot with a bitch that you don't treat like she's at least your equal or like below you. In fact, them women who are celebrities, they love it if you treat them like they're below you. You know what I'm saying, James?
Yeah, well, also going back, like circling back to what we were talking about, I was in Tesco supermarket today getting some grub and that, and I was like walking around and I saw this silver fox type guy, right? And he was in his 50s. And then I just looked at him. He's like, oh, he seems like a cool dude. And then I saw that his bird, and I clocked his bird, and she was this real fit bit, right, in her 20s, right. And I looked at her, and I was like, nice. And then I looked at him, and he was like, nice. And I was like, dude, you are awesome. You're like this dude, like he's like this fucking silver fox in his 50s, and he's dating this. He's dating. He had the kid, or they're together, married, whatever. And he's got this fit bird in his 20s, and we were both acknowledging each other, going, God, I'd love to be you, dude. And he's like, you would love to be me, wouldn't you? And I'm like, yeah, I would, mate. It's like fucking awesome. It's like, that's why I respect those guys, mate. They kept themselves in shape. They've obviously got a good job. They got money. You know, they can attract the younger woman, and she's got a family out of it, and she's got a house, and she's got like probably doesn't have to work. She's got disposable income. You know, it's a mutual benefit, isn't it, to both of them?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's good stuff. I don't frown upon it. I think it's fucking great.
No, it's fine. I think it's natural. You know, and some guys, if they don't have a solid father in their life, they have to learn all this stuff on their own. They have to rise to prosperity on their own, and usually that takes into your 30s and your 40s before you're able to do it. Whereas women are attractive from the jump. They're out there in their 20s, you know, soliciting attention from older men so they can go on the yacht, so they can go on the private jet. I mean, like we hear it all the time, James, bro. All of these celebrities slide into the DMs of all these girls on Instagram or whatever, flying them out and all this kind of stuff. Bro, think about that. Think about that for a moment. Okay, you're an 18-year-old guy. You know, you're trying to date this girl in your class, but no, she's got like this celebrity sliding into her DMs, flying her out from your small city, flying her out to Miami or something, so that they can have a romp around. Then she comes back to your city. You work at Walmart or whatever. And bro, do you think you even have a shot at this bitch? No, bro, you're fucking cooked. You're cooked, bro. And that's the way
How
it
many
is.
kick streams have we seen, right? How many kick streams have we seen with people like Ed Matty, Clav, HS Tiki Toki, even that little midget baby alien, right? They've got like the money, they've got the fame, they've got the cachet, right? So you're out and about. Say it's me, don't use you, right? I'm out and about, I've got my bird on my arm, right? And then Ed Matty clocks her, right? I've seen this happen, right? He clocks her, and then it's like, all right, darling, how you doing? What's your Instagram? What's your WhatsApp? What's your Snapchat? And they fucking freely give it. And he goes, we're going back to mine for a party. Do you want to come? But you have to leave your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend can't come, but you can come. So you got to make a choice. You got 10 seconds. The fucking girl always chooses Ed Matty. Do you know why she chooses Ed Matty? Because it might be her one chance in life. She might be the one girl that can nail Ed Matty down. She might be the one girl that can marry Ed Matty, be in a long-term relationship, have a kid, secure the bag. So she's going to take that chance because, like you said, the guy that is a mechanic, the guy that works at Walmart, she can find them. They're 10 a penny. You know what I mean? But she's got this one shot with this geezer that's moderately famous and got a bit of cash and cachet. So she's going to take that chance. She'd do it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, well, you're right. And the other thing that plays into it is the fact that the fantasy of social media has programmed women that they're like one relationship or one meeting of somebody away from being at that yacht at the Cannes Film Festival. You know, they don't know that really you got to be a yacht girl, a prostitute basically to be there. But they see the lights, the glitz, the glamour, and then by the time they get there, they're like, "Oh well, I got to do this one little thing. I'll do it." And then they'll be manipulated, and they'll come out like 10 years later and say, "Oh my God, he took advantage of me." When they took the money, bro. It's a little.
Do you know the one I always think about?
Yeah.
I always think about Matt Damon. Do you know, like, Matt Damon's story? He met a girl, right, at a bar. I think it might have been in Boston. So he meets this bird. I think she's like Italian or something. And she was a single mother, right? She was a single mother working behind a bar. And she meets Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon falls head over heels in love with her. And now they've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
And he's obviously got a stepdaughter.
Yeah.
But could you imagine it? This bird, it might have been her night off. She might have not turned up that night. You know, she could have been anything. She could have been doing any other thing, but she had a shift. She was working at a bar. She's this single mother Italian bird. Matt Damon walks in, falls head over heels in love with her, and now she's living the life of Riley, got 4 kids, and, you know.
Well, that's the difference between men and women. Like women can do that. They can that there's that possibility out there that can happen. You know, whether it's in your local area, whether it's like a state celebrity, like some big businessman or something like that, or a national celebrity or an international celebrity. but the man has to make himself into that celebrity to attract the woman. And so that takes time. So generally the women who are beautiful are going to be available when they're in their 20s. You know, the men are going to be coming to prosperity in their 30s, 40s, 50s and stretch down. As long as the man takes care of the woman, gives her a good family, takes care of her, like the Matt Damon story. That's the way to do it, bro. You know, of course, the Leonardo DiCaprio thing where he dumps a girl every time she hits 25. I don't know about that, bro. I got a different idea. I think that's like a little bit of a Hollywood kind of initiation ritual for these women. I think a little bit like Leonardo DiCaprio's their handler to initiate them into the secret society of whatever's going on in Hollywood. But that's my 2 cents on that. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I think he plays into it as well, doesn't he? You know, I think it's like, if you've got that reputation, right, you want to keep that reputation as well, don't you? And it's kind of like become this thing, isn't it? Oh yeah, they get to 25, he's got to bin them and he's got to find a younger model, isn't it? It's kind of like, it's like this self-perpetuating myth, isn't it? There's probably plenty of reasons why they split up. She got bored of him, he got bored of her. He's probably a restless guy. I would imagine, right, if I was incredibly famous, I was an actor, I was reasonably good looking and successful and I had money, I would imagine I would find it quite hard in the infancy, if I was in a room and there was all these beautiful women. I think I would be a kid in a candy shop for a while. It's like I always tell you about when you've got that bag of Starburst and you go, oh, what's your favorite sweet? You know, you got your bag of Star Mix. And I'm like, well, I like all of them. You know what I mean? I think there'd be a time where I'd be like, oh God, did you see her? I'm really pissed on with this girl. Oh God, she looked amazing. You know what I mean? I think for a time I would be like that. Eventually I would calm down, find the one, settle down, because I'd be set and it would be an easy thing to do. But for a time, I just think Leonardo DiCaprio hasn't grown out of that. Maybe he's just going to be one of those guys that's the eternal bachelor.
Maybe Monk Fruit in the chat. He says Ray hates Leo so much, bro. I mean, I don't. It's not that I mean, I loved him in The Departed. You know, he used to be a great actor. He got like ever since he got over 40, his brain went to DEI mush, bro. He's basically a mouthpiece of the secret,
he's a climate guy, isn't he?
Of the fucking cult, bro. He lost it. In my opinion, that's what I think. Whatever. But no, I think that like at some point, you know, if you're switching women out all the time, it kind of means you're kind of a psychopath a little bit, right? You don't get attached.
Yeah.
Like after a while, don't you get tired of this whole like this recycling of women, and it's a new face, a new body, and don't you want a little bit something more to go on?
Or he could be gay and it's a front.
That's what I was thinking too. Maybe he's gay. I don't know.
You know, there's many people. We have a guy in this country like Cliff Richard, right? And he's this singer, right? And he's a bit corny, but he's had longevity. And they always talk about him as the eternal bachelor boy. And he's like, you never see him with a woman. He's never with a woman. He's very deeply religious, so he's never come out as gay. But he was living with this like priest or something. So, and then we're like, oh well, we're just friends.
Yeah,
but you're
whatever.
like, you're in your 70s and 80s, and you're living with a geezer. You know what I mean? It's a bit sus.
It's like Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, I think Leo might be gay.
Yeah, I'm not starting. He could be, bro. He could be. You know, it's like Jimmy Savile. I never saw him with a woman. He turned out he was with plenty of kids, but never a woman, bro. How cringe is that?
We got a lot of sus people in this country, I tell you. The state and the government has done a fantastic job of protecting some of the most villainous people in the world, I tell you.
And back to what Monk Fruit was saying, bro, I hate Matt Damon, bro. I do not like Matt Damon, but I love the fact that he got with that woman and he's got himself a family. I don't like his acting. I don't like how he does things, blah, blah, blah. Don't like Matt
I'm a Ben
Damon.
Affleck guy. I like Ben. Yeah, I do like Ben.
Yeah, like I can identify with Ben a lot more than Matt Damon. That's for sure, 100%.
He's got a horrific tattoo on his back. Have you seen it? He's got that whole phoenix from the flame.
Bro, so crazy.
His whole back.
Why did he do that, bro? Was it an initiation ritual? I don't know, bro. I really do. I lean into that whole secret society stuff a lot because I've been to Hollywood a few times. I've seen kind of what goes on there. I know how things work a little bit, and I'm just like, wow, there's like a whole big iceberg sitting underneath the water right there of secrets, bro. Tank Ferret in the chat, he says, no boredom in my marriage. My wife had put a mirror over our bed because she likes to see herself laugh. I think you're making a joke about her laughing about sex or something. Bro, you don't want her laughing in the bedroom. You want her like fucking excited, bro. But Tank, I think if she's your wife, I think you're good, bro. I think you're solid. 100%. Miami John says everyone hates Leo, bro. I mean, It's not the, you know, I don't know. There's something about Leo that definitely rubs me the wrong way. I think he's hiding something for sure. He's like a pseudo masculine guy. It's like he's projecting masculinity, never quite grew into it. You know, he was in Hollywood since a youth, you know. Also, that whole, what was that? Basketball Diaries? I never recovered.
Basketball Diaries.
I never
yeah.
recovered from that fucking, that shit right there, bro. That scarred me, man. I was like, what the fuck?
I think he's a sulky actor. You know what I mean? I think he's petulant. I think he's arrogant. I think he thinks he's better than he is. Like when he was in The Revenant and he finally got the Oscar, you have to understand he was acting alongside Tom Hardy, and Tom Hardy is a physical performer. Tom Hardy's a visceral performer. Tom Hardy, you know, on paper shouldn't be as talented as Leonardo DiCaprio, but he's got. I always think Leonardo DiCaprio is a try-hard actor. I always think Tom Hardy is like born to it.
Yeah.
He's just got natural charisma. He's got physical presence. I always think, like we were talking about it with Ebi, who I want to see in a movie being physical. I like Jason Statham. I like, you know, Tom Hardy. I like Scott Adkins because they look like a guy where you could walk out the house and you would bump into them.
Yeah.
They're not overly physical. They're not overly muscled. They just look like big lumps who could hurt you if they punched you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have natural charisma. Whereas Leonardo DiCaprio, very much to me, any movie where he's a hard man, you realise that probably any bloke in the chat, you or me, we'd have a probably 75-25 chance of beating the shit out of him. You know what I mean? He's not believable to me.
Yeah, he was great in The Departed. I loved him in Blood Diamond. That's Leonardo DiCaprio. But Tom Hardy's fantastic. I wish they would do a Taboo, the second season, the Taboo, the first
They are
season.
going to make a second series of
Are
Taboo.
they? Oh, hell yeah.
They are.
Hell yeah.
They are. The thing that held it up was the Peaky Blinders movie, because the guy that does Peaky Blinders does Taboo. But the thing is, Tom Hardy has got Mobland at the moment. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Mobland. People are getting on Tom Hardy because he supposedly let himself go, but it's like it's silly. Ebi hasn't got a six pack, right? But he still looks like a physically imposing character.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy doesn't need to have a six pack. He's a big guy. He's a solid unit. He looks like a guy that can take care of himself. It's not essential for action movie stars or people that play gangster movies or crime movies to have a six pack and be ripped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just need to be a brooding, physically imposing character. And I think in Taboo, remember when he took his clothes off in Taboo and he just had like that fig leaf and that? He wasn't ripped then, was he?
No.
He just looked like a big unit.
Yeah.
He's a big unit.
Yeah, we got Ebi in the chat. He says they would always cast me as a mafia goon in short films we made in art school. If you guys don't know, Ebi also made a few movies. He's quite a talented guy. He went to film school. He says, I take that as a compliment, James. Thank you. 100%. Fantastic.
I see him working out. He's on the bag, and like he said, one of his students went to another guy, and they were praised him because he was like trained properly, knew how to throw a punch, very solid. It's a great recommendation, man. I'd love to train with Ebi.
Yeah, Ebi's awesome. He definitely looks like he could knock a few blocks off, which is why they're probably mad at him over there in Spain. Ciso SoCal says Blood Diamonds is probably his best acting as it goes. Yeah, I think his Blood Diamond is one of my favorite movies. I know that he was in like Gangs.
What's the one he did recently? What was that one with Sean Penn in it?
Oh, that was like the last battle of something or other. It was when
it's like racial or something,
yeah,
and then they're like
had a pregnant Indian or black lady or some shit like that, and they were trying to save her, bro. I couldn't even bring myself to watch that stuff. Utter shite, man. They should take Leonardo and put him back in like a movie like The Departed. Put him in something like that. Let him really go for it, man. He's that age now where you can play like the older kind of guy, you know. That's fucking fantastic. But he's got that woke DEI mentality, and they don't want to make good movies anymore. Leo would be great in a cop movie, like a cop drama, you know, something like where, like you said, it has to be brooding. It has to be like, you know, something like that. It would be fantastic.
I heard Nicholas Winding Refn's remaking Maniac Cop. I think he'd be perfect for that. You know what I mean? He could be the guy. You know, he wouldn't play Maniac Cop. He played a guy that was cheating on his wife, and then Maniac Cop kills his mistress, and then he'd be the guy going after Maniac Cop. You know what I mean? He would be better in that role. I think he'd be perfect. And like to do a Nicholas Winding Refn movie, who to me is the best actor on the planet. I love all these movies. Pusher, the Pusher trilogy. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this, but the Pusher trilogy, the Danish movies, are some of the best films you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
They are so fucking good, and I would love to see him in a movie like that. And because look what he did for Ryan Gosling, it turned Ryan Gosling from a pretty boy when he did Drive and Only God Forgives.
Yeah.
It turned him into a guy that could be a main player. You know, a main guy. He could be in movies where you could think, oh yeah, it could be in a crime movie, it could be an action movie.
Yeah.
It did wonders for him.
Yeah, because he used to be a squeaky clean Mickey Mouse kids club kind of guy. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Romantic lead.
Yeah, Miami John says he hates everybody in Hollywood except Mel Gibson. Monk Fruit says he just watched The Legend, James. Very good film.
Yeah.
A Gray Cloudy Day is saying that I'm happy. I look like Matt Damon myself. Gray Cloudy Day, I'm going to come after you, bro.
He's one of the best guys, man. He's one of the best guys online. Good luck to Gray Cloudy Day. Keep pumping it out there.
I'll be knocking.
Good message. Good guy.
Be knocking your block off. Don't be throwing around accusations like that, bro. No, but you know, you got like I said, you got these older guys. How come they're not doing better movies? You know, like I remember when Jack Nicholson did The Departed. I loved his character in The Departed. He's fantastic. In fact, I was wondering if Leonardo DiCaprio was Jack Nicholson's son, you know, his bastard child or something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
I miss guys like that in the basketball. You know, remember when like basketball was good and it was like you had the real elite, you know, that was sitting in the front rows. You had Jack Nicholson. I mean, I would love it if I was sitting next to Jack Nicholson. I'd be like, "Hey, Jack, you were great in those movies, Jack." And he'd be like, "Fuck off, mate." But I'd be like, to sit next to him and be like, "I mean, tell me about Chinatown, mate."
Yeah.
You know, tell me about Chinatown. I mean, fucking tell me about those movies. I mean, he's such a great cat. He's never been physically imposing, but he has natural charisma. You know, he puts the fear of God into you, not because of his physical presence, but because of the emotion that he conveys. You know, the tension, the threat. I mean, he was just an old school talent, and he retired because he couldn't do it no more. You know what I mean? He was like, look, I'm not gonna like. He's like Sean Connery. Look, I've aged out. I can't do it no more. You're not gonna see me like working till I die. And he was like, he just went off. Watch Lakers games. Yeah,
Miami John saying that Leo was great in Django Unchained. Yeah, he was great as Mr. Candy. Loved him as Mr. Candy. John also says also Inception. Inception was okay. It was all right. But no, we're gonna move on real quick. We're gonna shift gears a little bit. We got. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this, James. Hey, listen to this, bro. Do you know who ABBA and Preach are by any chance, James?
No, I didn't. But you were filling me in before, so I'll have something to say on it.
All right. So I've been Preach when I first started watching YouTube. Right, it was maybe back in 2022 or some shit like that, 2020 or I can't remember. Maybe 2018. I remember watching the ROTC guys when they were, had the black squares on the wall. So it was back in the day or whatever. And I didn't know who to watch, bro. And everybody was kind of fucking weird, bro. Everybody on YouTube's kind of fucking weird.
They are weird individuals, bro. Man.
So then I come on this channel and I see these two black guys and they're laughing, having a good time. And then, I like that. So I was like, all right, cool. They're having a good time. So I started watching it, and then Preach always has me laughing, always has me dying. And so he's the more muscular black guy. And then we got ABBA, who's the thinner guy. And he was the more cogent, I guess, or the more wants to be more intellectual, have conversations. And so I would watch them every once in a while because I liked their chemistry and I liked how they laughed. They seemed like they were really good friends, and they made it feel like that I was having a good time too because they were laughing. That whole parasocial relationship. You know what I'm saying, everybody?
Yeah, like I feel about Gene Borello and Hootie. It feels like you're one of the guys.
Yeah, you're one of the guys. You're in the locker room. Maybe you're not. If you've ever been in a locker room, you're not always in on the main conversation. Sometimes, like some big conversation breaks out, and then
I'll be there slapping blokes' butts with towels.
Yeah, you're snapping the towels and all that kind of stuff, and you're listening, and it's just fun. It's the locker room talk, right? And so that's what I was listening to ABBA and Preach about. And they're a little bit more liberal or far more progressive. They're more like in line with Destiny. If you guys know who Destiny is, the blue-haired cuck guy who likes to watch other people.
The guy that loses every debate he's in.
Yeah, the retard, bro. And so, I don't really align with that kind of stuff, but I like their camaraderie. I like their friendship, and I would watch all that kind of stuff. And Miami John says ABBA and Preach used to be good. Yeah, they used to be good. And so I watch them, and as they become more affluent, their progressiveness and their liberalism creeps in more and more, right? So I haven't watched them in a while. Then all of a sudden, of course, I used to also watch Fresh and Fit. Do you know who Fresh and Fit are, James?
Yeah, that's Myron. Is that Myron guy?
Yeah, Myron and Walter Weeks.
I don't know who the other guy is. He's like, it's funny, isn't it? When you've got that duo, I always like a duo where they're like 50-50.
Yeah.
Like when I think about Fresh and Fit, I think it's 75% Myron, and who the fuck? I don't even know his name. Who the fuck is the other guy?
Bro, that's so fucking true. Shout out to Carrie in the chat. She just popped on. No,
yeah,
but
get well, Kerry. Keep rocking.
No, but you're right. Walter Weeks is the other guy. That's not his real name either.
I have no idea who that guy is. Just little black dude.
Little black dude. Yeah. He says he banged over 1,000 chicks. Yeah, right. Whatever, bro. But anyway,
baby alien, I can believe it. I don't believe.
I don't believe it, man. Anyway, so then you got them, and so they were feuding back and forth for the longest time, and I'd watch them, and wow, it's good drama, whatever. That's when at first, I experienced the whole internet drama, and I'm like, this is actually like a reality TV show. It's pretty good. So hell yeah, let's go for this. Shout out to Professor Grass. He's out there. He's arm deep in his car. Thanks for the entertainment. He says, shout out to you, Grass. Hope you're having a great day on this Saturday. I hope you're doing something fun. I don't know what arm deep means.
He's probably working one of his 65 jobs.
Oh, yeah, he's fixing his car. I got you. So Miami's in the chat. Shout out to you, Miami. Hey, Miami, did you get moved? Did you move successfully? Let me know. Also, we were asking if you were going to get a guy to help you move, what would you give him in order to have him help you move? Those are the two questions. We were talking about that last stream. It was pretty funny, Miami. I hope you caught that. But I think you bailed. Why'd you bail on us, Miami? We were going off on that for
I want breakfast, lunch, and dinner and dessert.
45 minutes about that. But anyway, back to Ab and Preach. So then, all right. So shout out to we got Carrie C throwing down a little bit of Ko-Fi right there. Let's give you a round of applause. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. $20 on the Ko-Fi. Carrie says tomorrow's her birthday. Be sure to celebrate. Oh my God, happy birthday! I'm gonna have to drop you something in the mail too, Carrie. We'll talk about that afterwards. I'm shipping what am I? Yeah, happy birthday, Carrie. He's from Professor Grass. King Yeti says, shout out to King Yeti. He says, is it Miami or Mammy? Shit. I'm sending Forest Mommy a little something for her birthday. I'll make you one too and send it to you. Of course, it's a mug. It's a mug, people. It's a mug. That's all. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay.
A mug for a mug.
That's right. That's right. So Miami says she offers. She'll offer everything. That's a pretty good deal. I might take you up on that. Also, Miami.
Sign me up,
Yeah. Let's fucking go. Love that. Happy birthday, Carrie. 100%. Okay, back to Ab and Preach. So then
she's pregnant though, isn't she? She's got an avatar. She's.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's the story, Morning Glory.
That's right. But back to Ab and Preach. So, you got Ab and Preach out there. So anyway, there's all this drama that happens with Abba, and it broke like this last 2 or 3 days. And of course, it's a little bit of a drama stream, everybody. But so what had happened was that Abba's ex-girlfriend came forward and was blackmailing him with a whole bunch of voice recordings. She recorded him when she called him and
fucking bitch.
Can you believe that shit? So he's like,
fucking bitch.
He's dating this girl, like their boyfriend and girlfriend for like 8 or 9 months or some shit like this. And she's gonna come out and she's gonna blackmail him, say that if he does, I don't know what she wanted. I can't even think of what she wanted. But here, let me give you the cliff notes. What happened? So they're dating, they're having a good time. She's a Filipina, and I don't know if that's relevant or not, but he brought it up several times.
Check the downstairs department, me old son. Check the downstairs department.
Yeah, right. And so
you might have a meat and 2 veg.
So he's talking about it. So apparently, Abba had gone to the doctor, right? And he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Looks like you have low testosterone, my boy. I don't think you're going to have any kids. You don't have any swimmers." And so he's like, "Okay, cool." So then he's like, he starts dating this girl, and he's thinking that he's sterile, basically at that point. But guess what? He's not. She comes up. She says that she's pregnant, bro. She says she's pregnant. Okay. So then he's kind of excited because he takes this fatherhood seriously. He didn't think he was going to be able to have kids. So he's excited about it. He's like, okay, we're going to have this kid, but I'm going to leave it up to you. Of course, you can do whatever you want. Now, for me, I'd have been like, bitch, you having a kid. Okay. You having this kid. All right. And if you don't want the kid, I'm taking it. I'm raising it. That's going to be my son or daughter. We're going with that. Okay. And so then she's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to have it. Maybe I'll have it. Maybe I won't have it. All this kind of stuff. And so she's like keeping him over like the fucking, she's roasting him over the fire for like 2 months, going back and forth. If she's going to, am I going to have the kid? Am I going to not have the kid?
Can you imagine that?
That would be crazy. Okay.
Fucking that. I'll be fucking.
Yeah.
I'll be knocking down her door saying, "Don't fuck around. This is serious shit, man."
Yeah, 100%. And like, and they don't live in the same city either. He has to fly 5 hours to get on the West Coast. He lives in Toronto or something like that in Canada. She probably lives in Vancouver, something like that, probably. And so he has to fly to the coast to see her and all this kind of stuff. And so finally the day comes, and she's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna have the abortion." And he's like, "Okay, well, I guess we'll do that. Okay, I'll support you, whatever you want to do." And then she gets all mad, and he's like, "I don't know, what are you mad for?" So some time passes. She calls him back, and she says, "Well, I've decided we need to talk." James, is that ever good when a woman says that to you? We need to talk, James. Is that?
In my experience, when that's happened to me, that's about the shit's about to hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not somewhere where I want to go. It's like if I could avoid this or get out of this, I fucking would. I'd go to Australia and hang out with Liam Gray to get away from what's going to happen when we meet up or we have that conversation.
Yeah, and whenever you hear this thing that women say, James, we need to talk. Ray, we need to talk. That means that bitch has been cooking on something for at least a week, because she knows she wants to get you to do something that you don't want to do. And she already knows that. So she's hatching this plan to try to, manipulate you somehow to get you to do this thing, right? Because if it wasn't like that, if it was like something else, she would just break up with you, right? Say, "Oh my God, I hate your cooking. I'm going to break up with you." Or, "Oh my God, I don't like the way you talk to me. I'm going to find a bigger, better man," or whatever. But of course, Abba's a wealthy guy. He's got a lot of clout. He's got like a couple million subscribers on YouTube or whatever. So he's kind of a big time, and big dick guy. And so she goes, "Oh, we need to talk." And she's like, "Oh, okay, here we go." She's like, "Well, I didn't like how you responded last time when I told you I was going to have the abortion. So here's what I'm going to do.
What do you expect? He's a fucking liberal. You know what I mean? This is the thing. You're dating a liberal and you expect him to act like a conservative. He's not. He's not going to say, "Bitch, you're having my kid." That's the end of it. You want him to be a liberal. You're going to get a liberal response. He's going to be all wishy-washy, limp-wristed, going, "Whatever you want, darling.
Well, see, and
whatever you want. You do what you want to do. You can flush my child down the toilet. I don't give a fuck. Because of my politics and my principle."
Right. And here's the thing, bro. If you don't know this, okay, women want to pretend like they have agency, but they don't want the accountability. Okay. They want you to know what you should do without them having to tell you shit, right? So think about that. That's quite the paradox. That's a situation that a simp can never win in, okay? Because a simp, if you try to please the woman, you're always going to lose. You got to take the helm, James. You got to drive that ship, and you got to put it in port and say, "Aren't you glad we're here?" And then she's going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad we're here. How'd you know this is where I wanted to go? You're such a big man." That's how it's going to go, okay, right? Like Tank knows, he's out in the chat. He's got a wife. FOMO says she hates responsibility, right? Yeah, that's right. Just know what's going to make the woman happy and give that to her instead. Don't listen to her talk. I mean, sometimes, bro, James, have you ever had that girlfriend that she likes to say like fucking 40,000 words a day? And for like a good hour when you first pick her up, she's going to just like yap, like chit chat, like for fucking a good hour, bro. And you just have to be like,
yeah, that's me and D-Wag when we get on the phone in a phone sex. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, can we just do this in 5 minutes instead of 50 minutes? For fuck's sake.
Yeah,
boy.
Facts, bro. D-Wag, you hear that, bro? You better heard that. Hope you're out there somewhere. Hope you're all right, bro. Hope you didn't get in a car wreck. Heaven forbid. But
yeah, I'm worried about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna take care of me in my old age. What's he doing? Fucking take care of yourself.
Abruptly there. But no, it's true. And like, you got to let the woman do that. That's the way women attach to people, through conversation. It's not really about the information they convey. It's about the time shared in the bubble, okay? And so, men, you got to get over that. You want to hold on to a good woman, you got to let her yap. You got to, like, get a beer and just sit there and not. Put your dark sunglasses on like James has, so you don't have to like make eye contact for 2.5 hours. And then by the time that happens, you're like drained and you're like, oh my God, I need a fucking, I need a breather. But you plan that time, you let the girl yap around, and I know yap might not be the right word, ladies. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be offensive about it, but let the woman have a conversation, have a one-way conversation rather, and you just sit there and you listen and go, uh-huh, yep, uh-huh, oh really, yep.
Do you know what the funniest thing is, like, just to interrupt, when you've got a dog, right, and the dog's face, I've had a dog, right, so there I am sitting, and there's the bird, and she won't shut up. And sometimes the dog will turn around and look at you and go, God, I wish she'd shut up. You know what I mean? It gives you that face. The dog's like chewing the fucking dog's ear off. He's like, I just want to eat my bone or chew my ball and go to sleep. But this bitch won't shut the fuck up.
yeah. And married men, you guys know this too. Like, we got Professor Grass out there. We got Tank out there, married men, this, you love and you adore your wife, but there are some things that you have to endure, so to speak. And it's not the worst thing in the world. It could be mildly annoying, no big deal. But, she's going to yap for a while. Carrie says, don't you dare apologize, Ray. Yeah, I'm not going to apologize. But shout out to Carrie C. And, so you got to let her yap a little bit. Well, that's how these women are. So so this, back to Abba and Preach, right? So Abba just got off the phone. He said, okay, I support you, whatever you want to do. So the girl gets all upset. She says, we need to talk. Okay. So he's like, oh, okay. I thought we just talked, So she says, no, we need to have a real conversation. And so she calls him up. She gets on the phone. And what happens is she says, I want to break up with you, but I'm going to keep the baby. I don't want you involved in the baby's life. And that was the one thing.
It's a shakedown, boys. It's a shakedown.
That was the one thing that fucking Abba had said, that like he just wants to make sure that she doesn't cut him off from the child. That's his only fear. And he had told her that expressly earlier in the relationship. He said, my only fear I have is like, I want to be a good father. I want to do it right this time. I think maybe he didn't have a great father himself. That's an assumption on mine. But he's saying that like, hey, I want to be there for my child. So my worst fear is you cut me off, right? And so this bitch knows this, and so she's concocting this plan to, like, poke him and to irritate him and
prey on his insecurities.
Yeah, and to petrify him, to take control of him. And bro, I've met women like this, bro. All they want to do is they want to dominate you. They want to isolate you from your relationships. They want to make you insecure. They want to break down all of your boundaries and turn you to mush. And then they throw your fucking ass away and go on to the next man. Now, that's just what they do, and usually they're pretty damn attractive too. So you got to watch out. They're like cluster B personalities.
The female of the species is more deadly than the male.
Yeah.
I heard that song once and I was like, fucking, it's true in some respects.
Yeah. So then Abba freaks out and he's like, he starts yelling at her like, bro, this is the one, because she really got him this time. This is the one thing that I didn't want to happen, blah, 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 blah. And this had become important later because he later found out that she had been recording all of his phone calls. Bro, how wild is that? The girl that you're having a baby with is sitting there trying to record your phone calls. Why in the fuck is she doing that? That's fucking wild. So anyway.
This is why I'm paranoid.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to a bird on the phone, I'm like, you're going to, it's all right when it's going really well. But sometimes I think certain women will keep it as blackmail to trap me on the, you know what I mean? It's like how I always say to you, when we're having chats and that, you do X chat with someone, never get involved in DMs or Discord or X chat with anyone that you think's going to fuck you over down the line and use it against you. We've seen it with these frog Tonys, these mints, these fucking schizo Shawns.
They turn on you in a heartbeat and fucking try to. It's your perceived friends that like you give the knife to them. They want to stab you in the fucking back for a short-term gain. They're so stupid and nearsighted. We got Professor Grass in the chat. He says 100%, but the trade-off is worth it, talking about the yappers. King Yeti says he's got it made. He barely says 100 words all day, and his wife thinks he talks too much. That's pretty good, Yeti. Tank Ferret says marriage is war. General Martok, all war is deception. Sun Tzu. Yeah, so marriage, therefore, by default, using logic, marriage is deception. Think about that for a minute. Boom. That's why you guys come here. Get the fucking heavy hitters, all of the, the big time wisdom drops. Let's fucking go. Miami John says that's why you never tell a woman your fears, your weaknesses. Right, John. That's 100% agree. That's where the progressives get it wrong. 100%. King Yeti says master manipulators always find your strongest fears and use them against you. They do. This is why men, you should never tell women your fears and shit, bro. That's just a recipe for disaster. Whenever they get in a fight, we all know this, right? Most women. Okay. Now, James, when I say most women, I go back to Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Okay, if you guys don't know who that is, he's a Russian writer, and he wrote quite a few masterpieces. You know, quite a few literature heavyweights of books, right? And so he wrote one book when he was in the what do they call it, the when they put you in that concentration camp in Russia, the Gulag. He wrote the Gulag. And he said that, like, in communist Russia, they would arrest all these guys to get them out of the way, so that, you know, they didn't do anything wrong. They were just they were like the right and the left kind of thing, where they're kind of the cancel culture, but on steroids. And they send them all to these gulags.
Take them off the streets, getting rid of them.
Right. And so Alexander Solzhenitsyn said 1 out of 1,000 women would stay with their men. The other 999 would find new men when their men got sent to the Gulag. And 1 out of 1,000 would move to the Gulag with her man and bring him food during his stay in the Gulag. And it was like 10 or 15 years, people. And Alexander Solzhenitsyn had a wife like this. And that's the kind of woman you want. You will put up with everything for a woman like that. That's what I'm trying to say, people. So 100%. So King Yeti says master manipulators will always use your strongest fears against you. Right, 100%. Presby Bro says, let me guess, she's black. Close, Filipino, bro. She's Filipino. I got 5 days. She is. Yeah, 100%. FOMO says, bitches in politics do it to everyone too. Recording calls, backstabbing drives me insane. I can't stand that kind of shit, bro. Presby Bro says $5. Well, you owe me $5, Presby Bro, because
that's why I admire my dad so much, because dad comes from a generation where literally it was the strong silent type.
Yeah.
You can barely get 2 words out of my dad.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
He's not a big talker. He's not a great conversationalist. He's very matter of fact. He says what needs to be said, and that's it. He could be in silence. He'll go outside, work in the tool shed. You know what I mean? He'll be chopping wood. He's a very solitary, silent guy, and I've always admired those type of people, because guys like that are never going to get stitched up. They're never going to get tucked up. You know, they're always going to be the guys that come out on top, and that's what I admire.
No, you're 100% right. Completely agree with you. And so, you know, you have to be careful, okay, men? This is why the progressive situation will never work out. They always roll over to the tyranny of feminism, bro. It's not going to work. They don't understand that men and women are different. They think different. In order to have a successful relationship, you have to treat a woman like a kid. I hate to say it. You got to treat her like a kid with tits. Okay, she's like a kid with boobs sometimes, and you just have to plow ahead and say, "Baby, I know we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it this way, but you're gonna enjoy it once we're on the other side. I know you will, 100%." So, no, 100%. Okay, Hal says, "Trust no bish," 100%. Canales says, "Gotta have dinner. Stay golden." Well, Canales, you go have a good time, Ebi. I know it's late over there where you're at, so let's fucking go. 100%. We got. Tank Ferret says, that's why I'm a digital nomad. Too many knives held in secret. Yeah, scratches, scars. 100%, bro. I completely agree with that. But no, you're right. So we back to what's going on with Abba and Preach. So he gets all upset because she's gonna like do the exact thing he doesn't want her to do, and he told her like a couple months earlier that was his biggest fear. So she's gonna do this, right? So he goes, okay. She records the video, the call unbeknownst to him. Then they make up later, and she apologizes and all this kind of stuff. And then he says, okay. Then she gets mad at him because he didn't like gush over her apology, and she wants to take it back. Okay, which is crazy, bro. Sometime in that time frame, she decides that she's gonna go through with the abortion, right? So he says he's going to put everything on hold. He's going to fly the 5 hours to her place, and he's going to support her. He's going to go to the abortion location with her and support her, blah, 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 because he's smart enough to know that this is going to change both of them forever. He knows that, right? So he's like, you know, so he goes, she doesn't want him to go with her to the abortion place. She gets all upset and all this kind of stuff. So, of course, you know, James, I'm thinking, when I'm hearing the story, I'm like, is this bitch even pregnant? That's what I'm thinking, bro. Is this bitch even pregnant? You know what I'm saying?
She's got a cushion stuffed up there.
Yeah, no, facts. Is this bitch even pregnant? So it's got me thinking. Welcome, Professor Grass, to the stream. Shout out to you, bro. I thought, we're talking marriage. So what, better guy to have on than a guy who's married. So shout out to you, Grass. How you doing,
Than two
bro?
single guys.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have the outside perspective. You're the ones that are going to be the ones that get married one day.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
have faith
fingers
in
crossed. Yeah, exactly.
I have faith in that for everybody, and it's funny because been watching Nightwave for so long that I remember him talking a bunch of shit and being like, don't ever have your girlfriends on. It'll ruin your stream and all this other stuff. And what did he do?
Well, 100%. Well,
for New Wave.
Well, yeah.
New Year.
Yeah, he had Ice Dancer. Shout out to Ice Dancer if she's still in the chat.
But
No,
that's good.
No.
You should do that. If
Yeah.
you actually like that fucking chick,
yeah,
involve her in the shit you like. Not all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want it to break the stream, like Mersh said.
right,
But
right. No,
have them on sometimes for a special occasion.
no, Grass. I completely agree with you, and I like happy Mersh. I like seeing Mersh happy. I like
Happy
seeing
is good.
Yeah, I like seeing Mersh with Ice Dancer. They're a great couple. I like to see them happy. I hope they stay together for a long time. In fact, I hope they get married. I hope they have kids, bro. That's how far I hope
That'd be cool.
that happens. And so we're here now, but we're talking about ABBA and Preach. We're talking about ABBA getting baby trapped, and we're talking about, is this bitch even pregnant? So we're at that point of the story. I don't know if you've been listening. I hope your car mechanic work is going well, bro.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm working on the car, so I'm half paying attention, but I am listening somewhat.
Yeah.
I swear.
Okay.
Giving you the view anyway.
Yeah, no, 100%. I appreciate that, dog. Grass OG bruv around here, and so anyway, so he gets he goes down. She says she doesn't want him to go with her, so he flies the 5 hours to the West Coast. I'm thinking Vancouver. She goes to the abortion place. She doesn't want him to go with her, so I guess he flew down there to hang out in the hotel. Right? She comes back. She's all upset and shit like that. I don't know. So then he's like, "Wow, you're really off kilter or whatever." She fakes suicide a couple times. Like she claims she's gonna do suicide. She's gonna self-harm.
Oh my God, why would you put a baby in that?
Yeah, I know,
you can
right?
tell in the eyes, dude. You could see it in their fucking eyes how crazy they are. They'll suck your dick real good, but they're fucking crazy.
Well, I think that's
that's
the other side of the coin, is that crazy is a fucking great romp in the hay, bro. Great fuck, 100%. And
yeah,
you're well, see,
that's why it's for certain occasions,
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like Charleston White. He says that's the time you're supposed to be programming your bitch, is when you're fucking, not she ain't supposed to be programming you. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to be thinking about that. James knows what I'm talking about, bro. When you're having sex with the girl, you got to be programming her, right? You can't have her taking over and trying to put thoughts in your mind. That's the time for you to download on her, bro. Not the other way around.
I want everything on my timetable, my way. Otherwise, she's got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of treat them mean to keep them keen. That's what I say.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And a woman loves it when you're like a big grizzly bear, but somehow she can pierce through that facade and reach the sweet spot of who you are as a person. And that's kind of what you want to go with the dynamic as a man. You want the woman excited about that. You don't want the woman to dominate you, bro. She's going to drive the whole relationship into the ditch, and then also with the children, drive them into the ditch, bro. They'll turn up trans.
Do you know what gives me secondhand embarrassment?
What's that?
Seeing henpecked men.
Yeah.
I hate to see it. If I'm out and about on the manor, if I'm out and about anywhere, in a bar, in a club, and I see a fucking woman, right, dominate a man, it turns my fucking stomach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a lot of things make me physically sick, but that makes me physically sick, because what's going to happen, right? That guy, he's going to have sons, and they're going to grow up to be weak men. Because their father's weak.
That's what this is all about right here, okay? Think about
because the fucking social order's out of place in the family unit there.
That's right.
It says in the Bible, it's God, man, woman, child.
Right.
In that fucking order.
Right.
No discrepancies. Woman doesn't go and fucking hang out with the man. No. She's under the man. The man is above the woman, and the woman's above the child.
Right.
So the fucking child is taken care of by the mom. The dad goes out and takes care of the fucking household so they can get enough money. Not trying to fucking toot my own fucking horn here, but hey, fired right before Christmas. What did I do? I buckled down and got fucking 2 to 3 jobs to support the family.
That's what a man does.
I fucking buckled down as a goddamn man. That's what you're supposed to fucking do.
Yeah, I'll keep your horn for you. I think that's fantastic.
Hell yeah!
I think you did what was necessary. So let's fucking go. A big shout out to Professor Grass for that one. So then back to the Abba and Preach thing. So then, or the Abba thing rather. So then anyway, so they get in a big fight or whatever. He flies back home to Toronto or Montreal. He's somewhere on the east coast of Canada. I think it's Toronto. But so he flies back home. Then she calls him back up, says that, ropes him back in through like feigning self-deletion or her sister's in trouble or whatever. And, all this kind of stuff. And so then he gets back with her. Then he finally realizes like a couple of months later that, this bitch is crazy. This isn't going to work out. Mm-hmm. So then what happens is she starts calling him, let me just say this. He calls her, says, hey, I wish you the best, but we're going to break up. I don't see us going forward in the future. She says, okay, no problem. But then she keeps calling him. So he has to block her. So he blocks her. So then she keeps calling him from other people's phone numbers. Okay. Now she had called him from over 100 other phone numbers that he had to block. 100 different phone numbers, bro. Bitch couldn't take a hint.
God,
okay,
dude.
So
and it's not even once either. She called 50 times per number. Like, as soon as he got it to delete the number or block it or whatever. That's fucking ridiculous.
That bitch is crazy. I don't know, Grass. I don't know if you've ever dated someone like that. James, I don't know if you have dated someone like that like sent you like 40 or 50 texts a day, and you're like, bro.
Well, that's every girl when I break up with them. They can't leave me alone, can they?
Yeah.
I mean, they missed it.
Yeah, let's fucking go, bro. King Yeti in the chat says, Grass found 3 jobs in a week, and people out there saying they can't get one fucking job in a year. Yeah, that's fact.
You just have to get a shitty job.
Yeah, 100%.
Just go after shitty jobs, dude. Nobody wants to sweep up shit for a living. I found 2 of those jobs. Easy. Yeah. Pick them up.
Yeah, pick that shit. Pick up your shit, people. But no, see, and that's the thing too, is that, Grass, as a man, you'll do that because you're doing it to provide for a family. But if you look at it, women won't do that shit because they don't want to have the idea that they're providing for a family. They don't want their status lowered. See, that's why, the whole male hierarchy, that's why when you just said the men on top of women, blah, 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 that's why it works, is because men will sacrifice, men will hold accountability, men will do all that stuff so that a woman can stay happy, stay peaceful, and still raise the kids. That's the design of the family. That's the way it's supposed to be, 100%.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how that shit worked back in the day. The woman would stay home and take care of the kids, and it wasn't just because of some fucking magical fucking societal thing. It was because it made fucking sense.
Yeah.
They would teach the kids how to can the food and fucking grow the crops and shit, and the man would be going out making money or selling the crops that they just canned.
100%.
It was like a system.
Yeah.
You know what God intended. I don't know, man.
No, it's like, crazy. Bro, if you look at it this way, if it's a corporation, not everybody can be the CEO. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the big office, the big chair, but when it comes down to really be accountable for big fuck ups, nobody wants that shit, right?
And that's the thing too with the CEO point you made. You don't want somebody in the co-position to stab you in the back. You want somebody trusting, like.
We got Tank in the chat. He says he's dated crazy a few times. I know they give great blowjobs. Not gonna lie. King Yeti says I've had more than a few stalkers. I had to change my number 15 times in a week once. Wow. Shout out to Net10 Mobile. Unlimited number changes and are the best coverage circa 2016. Yo, I bet King Yeti. I bet that bitch could give a hell of a blowjob. If she fucking found your phone number 14 or 15 times, dog. That's crazy. That's some crazy shit.
They don't have that much brain, so their head moves faster. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you're still alive, though, because that sounded like it could have been a close call. Dodge the
bullet. You need eyes in the back of your head with some of these birds, like, don't your head on a swivel job, I'm telling you.
100%, dude.
Oh, yeah, bro. And, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, they concoct these, like, super crazy, like, plans. And, like, a guy's like, bro, can we just go out and get ice cream? And she's like got this huge Machiavellian plan to fucking, throw your whole life into upheaval, bro. You got to be careful. So anyway, back to the Abba and Preach thing. So Abba's like, oh my God, we're breaking up. Then after she calls and gets blocked 100 times, she has her friends start calling him, right? And then they start posting on social media that she had recorded his phone calls, and they actually start posting some of the links to the phone calls that she recorded of their private phone calls. And so now he knows, oh, wow, this bitch has been recording me this whole time. Bro, this is wild. And so then he starts recording the phone calls too, trying to protect himself when they have, and he's telling her, of course, don't do this. Why are you doing this? This is retarded. What's going on? And she just wants to make him pay, bro. And if you don't know about cluster B personalities, that's what it is. They They want to possess you. Then they want to devalue you and harvest your value for themselves. And then they want to cast you out and shun you. They want to excommunicate you. They want to get rid of you. And they want to mimic your position. And so she probably saw, Abba's position, and she wanted to grab a hold of that. She wanted to get some of that clout. Then comes to find out that she was secretly had 2 or 3 other social media accounts where she was hitting on guys, trying to interact with guys and all this stuff. So this bitch is wilding, bro. This bitch is wild. And then on top of it, she's been reaching out to the Fresh and Fit crew. And if you know anything about Abba Preach or Fresh and Fit, they're like fucking bitter rivals, bro. They're always going at each other. And so she went from being Abba's loved girlfriend to now going to be like, the number one, what is it?
Rival.
Yeah, rival. She went to the number one rival to be the witness, to give them this secret information to really hurt Abba, which is fucking
It sounds
bizarre.
incredibly familiar.
Yeah, does it sound familiar, James?
It sounds incredibly familiar. It sounds like every person that's ever existed on the internet.
It does.
It's like fucking...
Well, that's why I say the internet is mostly feminine. It's not a masculine, environment. The relationships are all parasocial. They're feminine. They're based on fantasy.
Ray,
what you got, Grass?
all the women, they always tell me that the men are narcissists, and all the women, they have their channels. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point. And that brings up our Chrissy, Melanie Mack, Brittany Vintney thing we're going to talk about here in a minute. But back to the Abba Preach story. So he records this shit. So she tries to blackmail him, and she puts it all out there, right? And so at this point, Preach comes on the video. He's talking, and he's saying, was she even pregnant, bro? He asked the question that we're all dying to know. How do you even know she was pregnant? Well, Abba says he knows, okay? And I'm like saying, Abba, bro, you don't know. You don't know. What, she showed you a birth test? You can buy those for like $10. Women sell positive birth tests for like $10 on Amazon. You could buy that shit or whatever. So unless you went to the doctor and like you got the validation in front of her and the doctor with a sonogram and shit, I wouldn't believe it, because this bitch sounds fucking crazy, bro. Tank says, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Klingon proverb. I completely agree with that. So anyway,
if a woman lies about one thing, a woman will lie about anything.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like, it's perfectly believable that it's all lies and bullshit with this bird, I tell you.
Well, if it's a little bit of lie, everything can be a lie, and that's what's really dangerous.
Yeah.
FOMO in the chat, she says, I hope I don't ever have to go back to work, but if I need to, I would. But I'm so much better for the world for not working. I
hear there's a really good market in OnlyFans for gorgeous women of a certain age.
No, we don't want FOMO on OnlyFans.
I'm just playing.
Unless she makes $1 million, then whatever. We're all good with that.
She make $1 million in a day, you know it.
Yeah.
FOMO might make good money on that.
I think
actually.
FOMO.
I'm not telling her what to do, but she probably would.
I think she would. I think she would make good money on it. But anyway, so we got the whole big kerfuffle with Abba and Preach. Preach says he doesn't even think she's married. Abba thinks he is married. Pregnant. Sorry, not married, pregnant. But I would say this: Abba doesn't even know the psychology of women, bro. If he's still saying that he loves her, she's a good person, bro. She's not a good person. This bitch, she's a witch, bro. She's a witch. She wanted to trap you and destroy your whole career, your legacy. She dangled that child over your head. You don't even know if it's real or not. Think about this, Grass. Think about the fact that if she was never pregnant, but left him thinking that she aborted a baby that he never had for the rest of his life, how much that will play in his mind forever, bro. That is evil. That shit is evil.
Straight up. Yeah, that happened with my ex once. She was like, "No, yeah, I'm pregnant. Come back." And then I fucking come back, and she's like, "Oh, I guess it was just gas or whatever." I guess I was. Yeah, I guess she's like, "Fuck you."
Wow, I guess I had gas. Yeah, and so these are some dangerous things that men have to be aware of. That's why this progressive approach to women will never work. You will always yield, and then their tyranny will end in chaos. It's the whole Adam and Eve thing, right?
Liberal men are weak-willed and too forgiving. That's the problem. They're weak-willed and too forgiving. Masculine men, old school men, they will just cut that shit off like that.
Yeah.
Because they know the grass is greener, to coin a Professor Grass phrase.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, right. 100%. No, women need to know that the man will walk away. If they know that, they'll stay because it's exciting. They need that excitement. But if they know a man will never walk away, bro, the excitement's gone. that you know that magic, that attraction, that like fucking energy of machismo is gone, and the women will get bored. They'll walk away, bro. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're fixed.
Yeah, yeah,
You
you're
know,
neutered.
they tried to fix you the whole time. You know, they're always constantly, oh, I could fix this one.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
could
cut his
fix him.
balls off. He'll be my best girlfriend. We'll go to the
Fuck
movies.
yeah, dude, exactly.
Devil-
They're just like, he'll hold my purse for me.
Yeah, Devil Wears Prada 2. Let's go see it. Let's go right now. Yeah, you gotta watch.
No.
You gotta watch the first one first to get up to speed on all the people. I'll be like, only way I'm going to Devil Wears Prada 2 is if you're giving me 2 blowjobs in that theater at the beginning and at the end.
And one of them's your friend too, so like we gotta fucking figure this all out.
Okay, so we're talking 4 blowjobs then. Okay, I got you. And she's not, and yeah, and not the fat. Yeah, not your fat friend either. I want the hot one. Yeah, don't bring the fat one. Yeah, except James has told me the fat ones work harder, and I do believe that 100%. Oh, hold on real quick. I gotta fix the audio just dropped out. Let me fix that real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Well, here, I'll tell you about it in a little bit. It's not the Zoom, it's the OBS that drops out. The OBS.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a glitch with the OBS, and I've been trying to fix that. I gotta.
If it's specifically OBS, I can try to look into that for you because I thought it was in your system.
No, it's not the Zoom, it's the
Smack.
OBS. The OBS has that glitch. You guys are back now, though. By the way, the OBS is the one that it's got a glitch. I don't know what it is. I gotta update the. I'm gonna update my operating system, and I gotta update the OBS, and I'm gonna see if that fixes it. But yeah, it's been a.
All
bitch,
right, I'll look
bro.
into it on my time too.
No,
so.
I appreciate that. I know you fix a lot of stuff, so I appreciate that. But
I try, man.
Miami John, tell me the audio. I appreciate that, Miami John. We got it fixed now, though. But anyway, so you got this bitch, right? Abba and Preach. Back to this. Preach says, Preach knows more about women than Abba. Abba's too like progressive. He thinks they're equal. He thinks like blah blah blah, laissez-faire, this approach. But no, you can't be like that. So anyway, so now this bitch is trying to destroy his whole career. She's going to Fresh and Fit, doing all this kind of stuff. And so the other night, I think it was last night or the night before, Abba comes on and does a whole live where he talks about it. And I felt like it was very heartfelt. You know, I don't like to see any guy go through that trouble. And in fact, I would wish him the best. I hope he can have a good relationship with the woman. I hope he can have 2 or 3 kids, as a matter of fact. I think Abba would make a great dad, but he needs to learn about women. He needs to fix that a little bit. And so that's what's going on with Abba and Preach with the whole baby trap thing. And it's fucking wild. And like Grass, you said that you had that happen to you one time where your girlfriend lied and said, hey, I'm pregnant, but she really wasn't pregnant. How long did it take you to find out that the bitch wasn't pregnant and for you to get your shit together and leave?
I called it immediately. Because that bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
And when she broke up with me, she didn't break up with me. She just like started fucking some guy, and then I found out. And then I left.
Yeah.
And then she was like, hey, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I was a dickhead's baby?
Yeah.
And I hung up on her.
Yeah, fuck that.
Because, like we were saying earlier, men are great at business. We know if, for instance, I was going to get a van today.
Yeah.
And instead of getting the van, the guy didn't contact me in time. So I said, fuck you then. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Men are good at business.
Well,
we
yeah,
can
and
cut
also
ties if we need to.
Yeah, and also I'm not going to hang on for a fantasy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think that's the whole big problem with women is that they actually think that this fantasy is going to become reality, and it never will. And they'll sit there waiting, like some guy, like if they're really attracted to like the star football player, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'll come by and pick you up. We'll go out on a date, and then he forgets about it, right? Well, that bitch will be waiting there at the door until she's 45 or 50, still thinking he's coming, right? She has like fucking no idea that he says that to all the girls. And she was like one of 20 or 30. And she was like, oh my God, we had a special connection that one day 45 years ago. I think he's still on his way. It's like, no, he's not. He's not coming. What are your thoughts?
I think that's kind of the woman's loyalty kind of peeking out a little bit, because all women are loyal to men that they find like they like they are loyal. If they're a good woman and their mind's not been broken by whatever have you and people's other decisions, they'll be loyal to you.
Yeah. I mean,
there was a dumb viral video that happened a couple of years back where this woman was like, yeah, I just don't have to work anymore. My husband works. And I found myself just wanting to make him sandwiches and do his laundry. And it's like, yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You want to take care of him.
Yeah.
Because he's your husband. Because you want to please him.
Yeah. Oh.
I know that sounds like weird fucking shit nowadays for whatever the fuck reason.
Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention.
Well, that's that's the natural genetic and epigenetic state of women and men is to be in the relationship. The man provides, we still have that gender role for men. It's really funny in the 2026, men still got to pay for everything. They still got to open doors. They still got to bring the flowers. They can't expect sex on the first date and all shit like that. But women, they don't got any of those rules, right? Women can do whatever the fuck they want. If women can go on like 5 or 6 dates or 20 dates with you and still be like, no, I'm not gonna share my body with you. It's like, bitch, why are you going out with me then? Do you just want this risotto that bad? Why don't you just learn how to make fucking risotto? I don't want to be in the kitchen. Don't chain me in the kitchen. It's like, bitch, that's what you're supposed to be. And it's not.
She really loves Olive Garden.
Yeah, and it's not like she's supposed to be there because this is like something we're chaining her to. It's where she finds her happiness. Women find long-term happiness in the kitchen with the kids and all that stuff. Shout out to nice guy Mersh in the chat. He says, "Oh shit, it's Professor Grass." Let's give him
Mersh man.
Let's give Mersh a round of applause. 100%. We're just talking about relationship dynamics, and Mersh, we could all be so lucky as you right now with you and I. So we were like, we were just talking earlier, saying how much we are happy about Mersh being happy. We're loving that shit, and then we were talking about the age gap dynamic and all that kind of stuff. And then we were talking about Abba and Preach and how Abba got baby trapped and all that kind of stuff. And the bitch fucking went maniacal on his ass, aborted the baby he didn't even know that she had. We don't know if she was really pregnant or some shit. And we came to the conclusion that bitches are crazy. Bitches be crazy out here, bro. 100%. King Yeti says, Mersh is starstruck. That's right. Professor Grass, he sees grass. He's a big fan of grass. We all are. We all love Professor Grass around here. We all big respect to Professor Grass for coming up with those 4 jobs, and the fucking drop of a hat to take care of the family. That's what a real man does. Let's fucking go.
Do the business, dude. Yeah,
do the business. Smoke the ganja. Do your thing. Whatever. But James, you know what I'm talking about. Women are fucking crazy. You've had experiences like this. You know how crazy women are. You know that they could change on their idea, their thought process on a dime, and then on top of it, they give you shit tests for some reason. James, think about this. What's the worst shit test you've ever gotten? When a woman tries to test you, she's like, "Well, I kind of want 2 cookies, and you have one, and she has one," and you're like, "Bitch, I'm eating my cookie." She gets all mad at you. You wouldn't give me your extra cookie if we were on a desert island and I was starving. It's like, what are you talking about? James, have you ever had a shit test like that?
Well, one thing I was started talking about, like with the thing you were going on about holding up the door, and I had experience like that this week. I held a door open for a woman, just being the gentlemanly thing, and this fucking bird gave me a volley of abuse. She was shouting, swearing, ranting and raving. Everyone was looking, and like she expected a reaction. I just said, "Well, fine, fuck you then," and I walked off. Just slammed the door. I'm not gonna fucking hang around to get abused. But like, one thing happened with me with a bird. Right, I was dating this bird, right, and I didn't really know her friends and her family. It was in the infancy, the first couple of weeks, right, and then she this other bird comes on to me, right, and I'm like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? She was like, obviously, like fucking. I didn't realize it was her friend, and she'd gone to her friend, right, and said, test him out, see if he'll be loyal to me. You know what I mean? And this is in the infancy. This is in like the first few weeks. It's not a big deal. It's just something casual. She's gone out of her way to contact her friend, to come to the club, try it on with me, and see if I buy it.
Bro, that is wild. That is.
How much the women?
Assistant?
Yeah, that's a girl you're dating. She supposedly likes you, loves you, whatever, and she does that. Think about this, James. Think about if you knew somebody who was famous, right? And you said, "Okay, well, do me a favor and go hit on this girl that I'm dating and see if she responds to you." And she would respond like within 5 seconds, bro. That bitch would be in the VIP section faster than fucking Jiffy Lube can change your fucking oil. She would be over there. Grass, talk to me. Have you ever had crazy shit tests like that? Of course, not with your wife now. She's beloved and all of that kind of stuff, but with maybe relationships in the past.
I mean, yeah, like women kind of do that all the time. They
All
do
the
it for like
time.
shows and stuff. Like my wife, for instance, if I start watching a show, we haven't watched a show in 3 months. We don't like subscribe to any of the streaming things. We just pirate everything, Gar. And fucking she bitches about like if I watch certain shows without her. So there's been like tons of new shows that I just haven't watched in my back catalog because she forgets and I forget. And then like, you know, it's fine because we're married and we'll get to it eventually. But like, that's how it is, man. Shit tests like that are just part of it. Women are like that.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Women are like that.
Yeah, that's why that's why the whole progressive approach to women will never work because they never pass the shit test. Then they turn over their autonomy to the woman. Then when shit hits the fan, women don't want accountability or anything like that. And so then they turn you into this evil bad guy and say you abuse the hell out of them for the longest
this
time.
Narcissistic dickhead
That's
keeps
right.
doing everything he wants to do.
Bro. Yeah, the whole narcissist thing, bro. I mean, these bitches, bro, when did they become like this big old therapist? You know, it's kind of like that mint salad with Riley. All of a sudden, she's this huge therapist talking about how Riley did this, Riley did that. When they were together for like 6 years and they made like, I heard that they made like over like $12,000 or $20,000 a month sometimes, bro. It sounds like you guys are fucking doing your thing to me, bro. You know, it sounds like you're probably pretty happy with that. Now you're trying to destroy the man because you want his position in the social hierarchy. That's some conniving bitch ass shit right there, bro. You know what I'm talking about, James. You've seen women try to climb the ladder by sacrificing good men.
It's fucking dirty, man. It's like real life culture, online culture. They're not that fucking different, man. Women are vengeful. Women are fucking spiteful. A lot of women are fucking batshit crazy. And you don't have to do anything major now. You can just do like Professor Grass says. You can just do one thing. Like, you watch my favorite show without me. That's a big fucking deal in this current generation.
It is.
Back in my parents' day, back in my fucking grandparents' day, they wouldn't give a tuppenny fuck about anything like that because they had a real hard life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were just fucking grinding and trying to make money, trying to raise a family, trying to live a life. I think, you know, internet culture has made fucking men weak and fucking it's made women batshit crazy. When we saw like it blew up with Riley and Mint, right, me and you were having a right giggle in the chat, weren't we? I said, you got to see this, mate. She's come out with some fucking flow charts or something, or some bar charts, and she's now doing all this fucking psycho babble, and she's putting people in groups, mate. And I'm like, this is like COD science here. What is this? COD psychology? I'm like, fucking hell.
I was like,
it just has 20 tabs of WebMD psychology open.
And she's got a geezer sitting next to her, right, dressed in a fucking bunny outfit, and they're living out of their car, and they're passing judgment on people. I'm like, dude, I live in a fucking house. I have money.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Well,
You're living in a fucking car.
You just described a cartoon, James.
yeah, bro, facts. You totally did. The crazy thing is she reads one book and all of a sudden she feels like an authority. It's not even about that, bro. Get your own life in order and then fucking try to become something. But yeah, she's just trying to destroy somebody in order to get internet clout. So she doesn't have to go back to OnlyFans or whatever the fuck she was doing or something like that.
Dude, that shit's stupid. The climb for clout is really retarded.
It's very feminine. It's very feminine.
I am fucking thankful for every subscriber that I have on YouTube, on abroad.
Yeah.
But I do not want to fucking be Aaron Imholt. I don't want to be any of these fucking losers that want to climb for clout or use their wife as a fucking cum rag to get to it. Yeah. Like, that's fucking gross behavior.
Yeah.
I just like to have fun.
Yeah, facts. But no, I agree with you 100%. Forest Bomb in the chat says, Mr. FOMO should probably abuse me, but I keep everything under control. I don't know. I think FOMO, you'd probably get a kick out of it if he did, to be honest. Carrie C says she kept mum because she likes Riley, but Mint is a demon is what she says. Mr. Cheeky says 100%. When you're with a woman, you have the largest hog she's ever had. The second you break up, she says your dick is smaller than a flea. Bro, that's 100%
it's flatter than Ethan Rouse.
That's 100%
true. That's a flat dick.
the tapeworm dick. Yeah, you don't want none of that. You got that Mexican tapeworm dick. Ugh. No, but that's 100% true. Like, you could be the most like supportive, emotionally guy, and then all of a sudden, you break up with her, and she's like, he was emotionally abusive. I always wanted to be an ice skater, but he held me down.
I tell you what, my ex, I'll give her this credit. Whenever we broke up, they were like, "Oh, so what's his size situation?" And she's just like, "All right, well, I can't lie. That was pretty fucking tight." It's just like, "All right, see, you're not lying. I'll give you credit on that one."
I was gonna say this, going back to what Mr. Jiki said about the dick size, bro. If you do have a huge dick though, and you lay the pipe right, she will be coming back to you in the DMs, in the text, all the time for the next 2 or 3 years. And bro, hell, I still get texts from women that are like, "Oh, hey, I was thinking about you the other day. I went to our spot," like from 10 years ago or some shit. And I'm like, I don't live in LA anymore. I live in the desert now, bitch. No.
I don't know how many pounds you are anymore. Goodbye.
That's right. Yeah. I got to see a full video before I commit to anything. 100%. I agree with that. James, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want to get fucking, catfish, bro. Especially nowadays with the AI and all that kind of shit becoming so easy. You could show up. It could be some fat Indian guy, bro. You don't know.
Oh my god,
mate! I'm the most fucking paranoid guy in the world, right? With this internet shit, mate. I like to keep it tight. I like to keep it fucking straight. I like to keep it neat. A nice tight group, people that I can trust, that I know ain't gonna fuck me over. When it comes to women, I like to keep it proper on the down low. I like to go out. I like to press the flesh. I like to be out and about, physical contact, talking to people, having drinks. I don't really like to do this online shit because I've seen it just in the small time that I've been online. People's lives get fucked so easy. I mean, that whole Aaron Imholt, fucking Nick Recader fucking thing is bizarre to me.
Yeah.
As men, when I saw them in the hot tub, right, I thought that was the gayest shit I've ever seen in my life. It was two like femmy looking blokes, right, bit tipsy, going like trying to ask the internet for permission to fuck each other's wife. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you just do this shit behind scenes?
Yeah.
All you had to do, you could have done copious amounts of drugs. You could have fucked each other's wife and no one needed to know about it. Why did you have to put it on Front Street?
Bro,
what
facts.
for? Some bullshit internet clout. If you want to fuck another guy's woman, that's up to you. I don't subscribe to that shit, but fucking do it. If you want to do a shit ton of drugs, right, I'm telling you, don't do it on Front Street. Do it behind scenes. It's like, why'd you do it?
Yeah.
It fucked all their lives up. Nick used to be a very successful streamer, but he got totally out of his lane. You used to see him, didn't you? He'd roll up on Simcast with all these fucking rough as fuck women, sniffing a bottle of bourbon, going, and he's like the guy that's never had sex in his life. You know what I mean? In his 20s and 30s, he probably never really had it good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he got famous overnight. And then all these birds wanted to fuck him.
Yeah, I went to his head.
And he's like, it fucking blew his mind.
Yeah, I went to his head. We got King Yeti in the chat reminding me of something very interesting that all April could talk about was Mersh in the hot tub. You remember that, Grass? All she could talk about was Mersh. Yeah. That was wild, right? She wanted a little piece of that Mersh action.
All Scarlett talks about is Mersh.
Oh, bro,
she's fucking Ralph, and all she does is talk about Mersh.
We got to find out.
That's what she's doing. She's like, oh, Ice Dancer went right over to Mersh. I got to climb my way from the bottom to like I went through Ethan Ralph's ass to try to get to Mersh.
Yeah. We got to figure out what kind of cologne does Mersh wear. It must be something in the cologne, I think, maybe.
Oh, man, mate. It's that scene in Sopranos, isn't it, where they tell before they whack the guy, Christopher whacks the guy, and he goes, smells like Paco Rabanne crawled up his ass and died.
Yeah, I don't want that smell. That's not gonna turn on the ladies, bro. No, but you bring up a good point. You were talking about Simcast there for a second, Grass, or was it James? I forget which one. But yeah, this whole Chrissy mayre thing is kind of blowing up. I don't know if you guys are, you guys know what I'm talking about with the Chrissy mayre, with the quarter pounder and all that bullshit. How she's sweeping for him and all that. Did you you know what I'm talking about, James?
Yeah, it's like weird, isn't it? It's like friends today, enemies tomorrow, and it's really funny, right? I've never wanted slops off Chrissy mayre, you know what I mean? I've never wanted to be on Simcast. I've never it doesn't interest me. I think when blokes go on Simcast, I hate this word, but I kind of cringe. If I see Camelot on there, I see Cecil on there, I see Gavin McGuinness, I see fucking Nick Recader, I think you look like a fucking Wally. You look like a sad old act around. I mean, who's decent that's on Simca? I know Forest Mummy goes on it sometimes, she's decent. But like a lot of people on there ain't fucking decent to me. A lot of the birds are just like old washed up skanks as far as I'm concerned. And it's like you go on there and you look like a proper fucking drip. So I'm not into it. But like Chrissy Mayre had all these friends, didn't they? Quarter Panda had all these friends, right? Quarter Panda steps well out of line. All these friends disappear. Fucking Chrissy misjudges the situation, invites Melanie Mack on there. Now, no offense, right? I know she's this really, really devout Christian who's caked in tattoos, by the way, but this really, really devout Christian, right? And she's fucking, no offense, right? But Melanie Mack is as thick as pig shit. She is one of the dumbest fucks online, right? So Chrissy hitching her wagon and listening to Melanie Mack, and then you get Camelot, right? I like Courtney Brooke. I'm a big fan of Courtney Brooke, but she's got shit taste in friends because I think Camelot's a fucking drip, right? But he's on there and he's like, the fucking, you got to come on my show, apparently. He wanted Chrissy. This internet thing is weird where you've all got to go round and you've got to kind of like pledge fealty to this guy to stay in this club and to stay in this clique. So apparently Chrissy didn't go on Camelot's, and then Camelot made a stream about her. I think it was on Misery Loves Clips. He was showing it, and it's like it's blown up in Chrissy's face.
Yeah.
Suddenly she's going to be the next Quarter Pounder, and they're going to, what you said, they're going to do the religious thing, they're going to do the shunning,
Bro,
they're going to do the excommunicado. She's the next one going down.
Yeah, you calling it. Professor Grass, have you been keeping up on this? I mean,
weren't they bragging about it, the number of Bibles they had?
Yeah, this couldn't have happened to a nicer person, in my opinion, than Chrissy Mayre. What are your thoughts on
like
this?
7 Bibles, and some of them are King James, and it's like fucking psycho babble bullshit.
Bro, I watched
with
her
Bibles.
Yeah, I watched that stream last night, and they were talking about, I don't like the King James or the new international version. I like this version. I'm like, bitches, you guys were just talking.
Read the goddamn Bible. You probably didn't.
Well, wasn't Chrissy Mayre just talking to a porn star the day before? I'm like, how the fuck does this work, bro?
But she was an ugly porn star as well. I was right pissed off.
Yeah,
I saw it on Mersh. I was like, yeah, fat lump. Can't we get a decent porn star?
Well, that's what I was saying. Well, I was watching it on Nightwave 2 with Mersh, and I think that's what he said too. Is like, how is this bitch a porn star? That was my thought initially, like right out of the bat. I'm like, how does this?
What was it, gilf porn or something?
Yeah, how is this fat hoe? What the hell is going on? FOMO says Zia, Courtney, and her were together last night. I mentioned that only
because I fucking missed it.
Yeah,
bollocks.
Yeah, it was on Canon Central. I guess I'm not subscribed to Canon Central. Is that like Canon's like tits? Yeah, I gotta go watch that. Well, I don't know whether FOMO drop that in that link if you know it. But also FOMO, don't forget. I don't know if you heard it, but next week if you want to come on, I want to invite you on the Saturday talk. We'll have a good chit chat. A little birthday celebration. I know you're probably out and about having a good time today, but I got to give you at least a week to plan. All that good stuff. But no, so yeah. It's pretty crazy. Oh yeah, Brandy Love, the only good porn star Chrissy talked to is who FOMO's talking about. Oh, FOMO says yes, tits, boys. Let's fucking go. But no, that's the case. It's like now they're all uber Christian. This seems like the pipeline. Like I'm wondering, like, what the hell is wrong with Christianity that they take all these reformed porn stars? Not only that, right? Because of course everybody can have a redemption arc. Don't get all mad at me. But
how much time do you have?
But why do they make them like leaders in their little groups or their churches? Why do the porn stars become leaders? Like, that's my question, Grass. What are your thoughts? Clout, money.
Fucking unfortunately,
that's
clout.
Right.
They have popularity. They could get as many eyes on. See, the sadistic view is probably this inversion of what good is, and it's evil. So it's like they're like, oh, well, you could get 1 million views on her sucking a big old black dick.
Yeah.
Put a fucking Bible verse on it.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. And it's just this weird inversion of Christianity that they're trying to fucking pass off.
No, 100%.
In spirit, give him fucking some credit. Moose Evan called it out first.
Yeah. No, I always said, modern day Christianity is where men go to die, basically. They're strangling the masculinity out of men. I completely agree with that.
That shit in my church.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. James, what are your thoughts on this? Does every porn star have like some sort of religious redemption arc? Is it just a, when they can't pull money on porn anymore, they go the whole Bible route
I think it's a grift and a scam. I really do.
Yeah.
The thing that really makes me sick to my stomach is when porn stars don't own their career, right? They've been in the industry, they've made their money, they've done it without any apology, they've taken those awards, they've flaunted it in people's faces, they've had no embarrassment about it, and then you get them going, I want a second life. I want a second chance. I want to be able to get married. I've got my children. Can you erase all the porn? Bring in a law where I can erase everything that I've ever done and just get a do-over and a fucking pass.
Yeah.
And with the internet, it's always the next big grift. What can we do? And I'm very leery and wary of grifters in that respect. And religion is used. I hate it when people use religion and hide behind religion in online culture. Because to me, online culture and religion don't mix. Look at me. Look at the things I say. Look at the things I do. It would be very hypocritical for me to bring up my family's Catholic faith or my father's Church of England faith or religion. I say a lot of vulgar stuff. I swear all the time. I'm caked in tattoos. I dress in a flashy manner. You know what I mean? I'm not like Professor Grass. Professor Grass can speak on religion. Me, it would be like totally inauthentic to hide behind religion or to sell religion or to use it as a crux if anything ever come back my way. So I don't do it. Professor Grass can, I can't. And porn stars shouldn't be using religion as a crutch or something to hide behind in their later life because they want to have kids, start a family, and need a do-over.
Well, see, this is the difference in lens. You got absolute morality versus relative morality. Relative morality, women can change any kind of instance they want and still be the star. Forget about what I did last week, whatever. Whereas men have that absolute morality where they keep the stability, they keep the code, they live to a code, and that's how you keep a society cohesive. That's how you keep stability in a society. That's why it's so important, and that's why women are really the Eve in the Bible that want to bite the apple and destroy the whole fucking garden. Not that I obviously love women, but you know what I'm saying. You got to be able to hold, be able to contain that Pandora's box a little bit. There's a lot of illusions right there I just threw out there, and all of them are true. FOMO says something very interesting. She said Rachel is a hoe. I think she's talking about Rachel Wilson. Andrew is her third baby daddy. Yeah, those are two people that I really don't like very much, 100%. So, yeah.
Was he that guy on that, whatever podcast? Is he the one that does that?
And he does the Crucible, and he smokes the cigarette, and he thrashes women. And he's got his wife, and she goes, if she was really a trad wife, she wouldn't be on the internet. She'd be at home taking care of the kids. What is she going on doing all this bullshit for? Just let him go out there and do it. FOMO says it might be a human thing, but I got hella nudes out there, so it's no secret. Obviously, I think more trad life is great.
Where the fuck are they? I cannot find them. This is driving me crazy.
Yeah,
FOMO, you haven't seen FOMO's nudes?
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I'm an OG fan.
Let's we got them like they're like trading cards. Let's fucking go.
All right.
No,
I got a classic fucking FOMO fucking circa 2000.
Let's fucking go. But no, I agree with it, FOMO. We all make mistakes when we're kids and all that kind of stuff when we grow up or whatever. But in order to have the stability long term, and long term happiness comes from stability, you have to have more of a trad life. Sure, women are going to be wild, whatever, but you got to get a hold of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't go. You can't keep that. You can't burn that fuel your whole life. You're going to end in disaster. We just got a tip from Mr. Cheeky. Shout out to you, bro. Great stream, gents. I'm going fishing with my youngest when it ends. Enjoy the weekend. Well, let's give you a clap right there.
That's great, man. That's what it's all about.
Right there.
That's great.
You winning right there. Unicorn Comics winning. Mr. Cheeky, shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate you around here. Hope you have a great time with the kid.
Winning at life, mate.
Yeah, 100%. And now, of course, if I had a daughter, I'm of course going to tell my daughter not to have nudes out there. But I mean, like when you put a phone in front of a phone camera in front of a teenage girl grass, you know, nudes is gonna be sent, bro. It's like you can't stop it.
That's the thing, man.
That's the thing.
You got to disable the SMS on there.
Yeah, you have
to. You see, there's SMS and then there's the picture sending thing, and I can't remember it right now because I'm pretty high.
Yeah,
I smoked this new weed.
Yeah,
that I got. Fucking anyway, you disabled the picture thing to where they could still send texts. They can't do pictures.
Yeah, I agree. That's the way to do it. But they're still going to take.
You can't put the genie back in the bottle, like,
No.
can you? We're too far down the line.
Well, and the other
too
thing,
far down
the
the
other
line.
thing, bro, teenage girls, bro, they can jailbreak anything. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That your daughter will be taking
Daddy's
nudes.
pretty good at tech though, so
She'll airdrop that shit to her friend in the same room, and her friend will send it out. That's what I'm telling you, bro.
The problem.
That's what I'm telling you. They're gonna go around
anymore. They could just tap phones. It's
yeah.
like a fucking CIA operation.
It's over. Yeah, pretty soon women are just gonna be naked all the time, bro. It's gonna be a full garden.
Oh.
We got Seashell SoCal in the chat. She says Andrew can't even open a pickle jar. Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. That ended his fucking whole career. Miami John says, FOMO, you're killing poor James. He's over there getting getting blue balls all of a sudden. No, let's fucking go.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Shit, I've had a terrible week, man. They say it comes in threes, don't I? I missed the Palace game because of my mum's health. I go to Housen to get tattoos, and I can't get me FOMO news. I tell you, if there's a God, he fucking hates me, I tell you.
This week he does indeed. We got Dickington Post says, don't let kids online. MMS is the old picture protocol, and it's out of use increasingly.
It's out of use. Damn it.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
I gotta upgrade my tech. I'm old.
I agree with you, Dickington Post.
Old man.
Chris, I agree with you 100%. But how are you going to keep his avatar old? That's hilarious.
I'm an old man.
No,
I used old school tech with flip phones. They were indestructible, I tell you.
Bro, even as AI is starting to come more and more online, as the 8th layer in the 7 or 8 layers of computer hardware software protocol, bro, everything's going to be able to be jailbroke, bro. You're going to be able to get around everything. You heard AI can break basically every firewall that we thought, was indestructible and shit like that. Like, fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But back to the Chrissy Mayre, Melanie Mack, Brittany Venti.
What's Brittany Venti's involvement in this?
Okay, well, let me tell you what happened with Brittany Venti. Okay, so Melanie Mack goes on Chrissy Mayre's stream the other day, and everybody's saying bring on Brittany Venti so they can resolve this beef. Well, Chrissy Mayre, who's sponsored by Jeremy Hambly, coffee brand coffee. She's a sponsor. She's getting money from this guy. She says, "Oh no,
she's bought and paid for, isn't she?"
Yeah, I'm trying to get Brittany Venti on, but she's not responding. Turns out that was a lie, and Brittany comes on an hour later and shows the proof that she told Chrissy that she would come on 40 minutes into their stream when they still had Melanie Mack on and still had all this chaos going on, that they could have resolved this. But she didn't want to do it. She wanted to tease it out and do it on Sunday so she could make another round of super chats. Fuck these hoes, man. Now I'm gonna tell you something about Chrissy Mayre. The first time I ever heard about her and I knew what kind of person she was is when Red Bar did the video about Chrissy Mayre stealing that fucking sweater, the Christmas sweater from the Christmas party on Compound Media with Anthony Cumia. You know what I'm talking about, Grass? Did you hear about that?
I don't think I heard about that one, actually.
Yeah. Have you heard about that, James, where she stole that the sweater?
No, why would she steal a sweater? What was all that about?
All right, so here's what's crazy, right? So back in the day on Compound Media, that's where she was doing her whole skank fest and all that bullshit, and she was around that whole.
Women are not funny; they're terrible comedians.
Yeah, they're terrible. Not funny at all. Have you heard about my pussy? It gets wet. Have you heard about my pussy? It gets dry. Okay, case closed. No, but with Compound Media, they had their Christmas show with Anthony Cumia. He ran the whole thing. He's that big billionaire guy or whatever. The news guy that are the old radio.
No, she's
guy.
a big fan, I hear, of Anthony Cumia.
Yeah, no, Merce is not a fan of Anthony Cumia. He doesn't like the guy. In fact, he broke a story about how Cumia was going after underage girls, and that's true.
Yeah, buying them laptops and shit.
Yeah, buying them laptops, buying them iPads, getting catfished by all kinds of stuff by to catch a predator, basically. But no, so then so they have their whole compound. This is like 2017 or 2018 or something like that. They had their whole Compound Media Christmas party. Well, everybody was dancing, and they had left their gifts. They all exchanged gifts or whatever. They had left their gifts on the chair. Well, Chrissy Mayre started taking all the gifts and just left with them. And she stole somebody's Christmas sweater. And so that's the joke, is that she was stealing gifts from this party like a fucking thief, and she sold somebody's Christmas sweater. Well, a Red Bar.
No wonder she married an Italian. Fucking hell.
Well, Red Bar broke the story and showed the video and actually showed her stealing the stuff, and she's denied it ever since. But bro, it was right there on video.
Grinch.
It's still up. You can still go see it, and Red Bar showed it. It's ridiculous. And that's the kind of person she is. She's a thief. Remember, she tried to sexually assault Sean when the Bunny Man, when he went to go to the Content Hotel or whatever that was, and that unfunny piece of shit where we first got exposed to Scarlett Hampton. That's where Scarlett came from.
She's also a striker, isn't she? She strikes people's channels all the time.
Yeah, she's
okay,
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Real quick, Ray. Okay, Scarlett Hampton.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her on, it was either Revenge of the Sis or it was Nightwave. And she was just this nodding off chick in the corner on a podcast. I remember that, and I don't remember what podcast it was.
That was the Simcast with Chrissy Mayre.
It was Simcast.
Yeah, she was on there with those ladies, and it was funny because she was literally crying on some of the episodes and talking about how she was being abused. And Chrissy Mayre was like, "Oh, that's nice. Keanu, how's your week going? Are you drinking tequila tonight? What are you doing?" And I'm like, aren't these bitches supposed to be like domestic violence defenders, like defend women and all this stuff? And here they got one right there on stream that's crying, and they don't give a fuck about her, bro. That was when that bitch was cooked in my mind for sure. And all the other ones too. They're all like, oh yeah, we don't give a fuck about Scarlett, but really they didn't want to give Scarlett the clout, and they didn't want to like make the show revolve around her. So women are always thinking about this, bro. You know what I'm talking about, Grass? You know, they're always thinking about this whole Machiavellian, how do I get the most clout? How do I get to the top of the pyramid and all that shit? And trust me, you don't want to be at the top. That's where they cut off people's penises and shit like that. You don't want to be.
Yeah, dude. That's why you don't have like 4 women in the same room. One of them are going to die by the end of the week. You know, like bro, it's just natural selection.
Yeah, all I gotta say is like, if you ever do find yourself in the room with 4 women, you better be fucking them all, and you better be laying that good dick down.
You better be laying pipe,
homie. Somebody dying.
Do that to get out of that situation.
I'm sure James has been in that situation more than once or twice.
I'm in that situation all the time. Fuck, I'm in that situation right now.
Yeah,
this bed is.
But no, do you remember when I said to you? Do you remember when I said to you, right? And you were filling me in. I said to you, how the fuck did Chrissy Mayre get to interview Naomi Zeipt?
Yeah.
Now, if you know Naomi Zeipt, she's the German version of Ava Vladinabrook. They're both right-wing darlings from Europe. And I'm like, Naomi Zeipt is a serious, like, political hack, like Ava Vladinabrook. And I'm like, how the fuck did an airhead moron balloonhead get to fucking interview Naomi Zeipt? And you were like, they're all connected. They all know. It's like,
yeah, they all have the same managers and the same agents, and they have a network that works behind the scene. That's how come you see like Clavicular all of a sudden pop up on everybody's fucking stream. I heard he's paying like over $100,000 in clippers, you know, to make him big, and it's all pay to win. They pay their agents so that their agents can place them like with, DJ Academics or Charles. I don't think maybe Charleston White, yeah. Or Aiden Ross, or all these people to like blow them up. That's what it is. It's becoming very Hollywood-like. We still might think of like the internet or like YouTube or whatever, like the olden days, like IP2 or something like that, where it's just a bunch of people out having fun. Well, no. It's being corporatized. It's being that corporate money's flowing in. It's being manipulated now. It is. It's gone Hollywood, bro. So I would say that Chrissy Mayre, who definitely probably has an agent, Did you like that? She's a comedian. She was on with Anthony Cumia. She probably has an agent that got in contact with these other people, and she's trying to rebrand herself. As people get older, they don't want to be funny anymore. They want to go into politics, and I want to tell you what's what and all this kind of bullshit. And it's like, fuck that shit, right? Grass, fuck that. Just be funny like Norm. Norm was fucking awesome.
Dude, oh my God. Norm was the goddamn best.
Yeah.
And I miss him so much, first off. Secondly, he was one of the greatest comedians of all time. And there was this animation I watched called Norm.
Yeah.
Norm, period.
I saw that too.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It explained his life kind of, because he lived, and I remember this being a quote, he lived and he just died. And he was just like, I'm fine with just dying one day.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to go to the doctor. I know I'm getting sick. Just gonna die.
Yeah, and he did, and that was hilarious.
And it's kind of like, well, I didn't even know he was sick, but like,
yeah that's the joke. There you go.
Yeah, it's like he just wanted to live until he died.
Yeah,
he knew that there was an end point, and he's like, enjoy me while I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and nobody really did when he was around at first. And then he kind of worked his way into comedians. He was a comic.
Yeah, he was the best.
It's fucking cool, dude. Like,
yeah,
Norm Macdonald, a select few, man. Like Sam Kinison.
Yeah, Patrice O'Neill is up there.
Patrice O'Neill.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, dude.
A. Yeah. 100%.
Crazy people.
Cat
dude.
Williams, love that guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the guys we need to keep the masculinity, you know. And I'm looking around now, and I'm looking like in the masculinity in comedy is what I'm saying. In the arts, like how come all the arts went all like gay and shit, bro? How come we don't have any masculinity in the arts? We need that shit back.
You know, gay was hot for a hot minute. Gay was real hot, so people were buying the shit out of gay.
They were, bro.
Now gay's not so hot, so like.
Well, I think what's happened is that gays have been passed up. They're no longer the premier victim class. You know, we got the trans now. Yeah. And so gays are like waking up too. They're getting red pilled. They're like,
they got out gayed, dude. That's what happened.
Yeah,
the gays got out gay. They were like, shit, they're chopping their dicks and tits off. That I can't fucking compete with that.
How do I compete with that shit, bro?
I'm just over here sucking dick.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Bro, you know, I learned something funny not the other day, but a while ago. I remember the first time I learned that gays had a top and a bottom, which makes sense, right? Because I don't really think about it that much. But the bottom, right, after a couple years has to start wearing diapers. Did you know that?
Oh God. They just become incontinent.
Yeah, they're incontinent. Their sphincter no longer works, bro.
Retard.
Yeah, they're just pumping soft serve all the time, and I would say that's my number one argument about that shit. Ain't natural, but you know, whatever. To each their own. When you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. So
still think being gay is cool.
Yeah. Well, gays just need to come over to our side and understand. Hey, if they want a stable, affluent, future, they're gonna have to, play by these rules.
Yeah, they gotta play by fucking America rules.
Yeah, and I've known some solid gay people in my day that have done me fucking, a good.
Done me.
Wait, I said that wrong.
I've known some solid gay. Listen. Come on. I've known some solid gay people that have done me. That is the line. That is the line.
You see, fucking James interrupted me. I was gonna say done me a solid turn. That even sounds worse though, so I can't say that.
Yeah, a little solid turn.
Yeah.
They've turned you around. They've bent you over. They've lubed you up. It's like
that's exactly. That's that's where the art world comes in right there. No, the funny thing is, I always
Ray's like, I am a professional.
That's right. Yeah. I always tell people, I say, yo, if I was gay, don't you know I would be way more successful in the art world, bro?
Right?
100%, dog. I wouldn't be, skedaddling around here on the internet.
You've been chatted up by gay men, haven't you? Like gay men have come onto you
many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had
professional.
Yeah, I've been. Oh yeah, bro. Like we talked about going to gay bars before, and like I've walked into a gay bar with a bevy of women. And I've never had to buy a drink. All the gay men in the whole fucking bar buy me around after round. It's like they can smell that you're straight. And they're like, if there's a chance, I'm going to buy him.
That's the ultimate aphrodisiac for a gay man.
Yeah,
they can be the gay man that turns you.
That's it,
That's
bro.
the ultimate aphrodisiac for a gay man.
They all want to pop that chocolate cherry 100%. They're all like, they all want to get in there.
Not a whole lot of gays where I live, so I'm just kind of chilling.
The thing is,
there's some.
Yeah,
there's a couple.
Some of them.
There was one tranny that lived in my hometown.
Yeah,
and he worked at the gay Pizza Hut. We called it the gay Pizza Hut because every year, whenever the fuck gay month is, gay month, they took off.
Don't lie. You've got it marked on your calendar.
I can't remember, dude. Which is it? June or fucking November?
I think it's June. I think it's June.
Yeah. So like they would take off that whole month, and that store would just shut down for the whole month.
Yeah, it's wild.
Eventually, corporate was like, "Yo, we can't just keep doing this. At least it's so much money."
Well, it's actually a religion, and people don't understand this, but it's really a religion. FOMO says gay is out. Shout out to you, FOMO. Rocky McCobb says, "Hey, it's the professor." Shout out to Professor Grass.
Hey, Rocky McCobb.
Let's fucking go. DJ John is busting my balls. He says, "Solid gay guys have done Ray good." LMFAO. Mr. Jiki says, "I get molested by gay men when I go out to the dance club with my wife." Fact. Mr. Jiki knows what I'm saying. Bro, if you stay in shape, like, I work out like 5 to 6 times a week. You stay in shape, you're going to get hit on. It's just, that's how it is. Farce Mommy says, "It's flattering, right, Jiki?" Jiki says, "It's unexpected." Mr. Jiki, tell me this, bro. this has happened to me so many times where I've had my ass grabbed, especially in a gay bar. When I'm with obviously other women that I turn and the guy's looking at me smiling. I'm like, hey bro, cut it out. He says, oh my God, let me buy you a drink.
Oh my God.
I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get the drink, but fucking calm down.
Yeah, I was like, bro, we could chat, bro. But it's just something about gay men want to be close to a masculine man, and I don't blame them. It's like, hey, we can like shoot the shit, have a good time, be funny, but
That reminds me of the time when I was in a club and I came up to this, what I thought was a bird, and I pinched the cheeks and she turned around and it was a fella that looked like D-Wag.
Oh no.
It was a D-Wag. Bro, whatever happened to D-Wag?
On that fella?
Yeah, whatever happened to D-Wag? Hope he's doing okay. He fucking just disappeared.
I hope he hasn't crashed.
Yeah.
He's my pension fund there.
Yeah.
When he starts, I want my money when he starts doing little James cartoons. I want my fucking rings,
Yeah, you got to get those
So,
animations going. Mr. Jiki in the chat says, but everyone tells me I should be flattered. And he says it's unexpected. King Yeti says, in the 90s, I knew gay kids. They were openly gay and just didn't make it their entire identity. That's my beef.
It's all right.
That's my beef.
That's the thing. Yeah, they should be gay and American gay.
Yeah.
Like they fucking don't care. They're just gay. They shake your hand. They'll make you a fucking slab of beef that they just smoked.
Facts.
They will fucking also suck their man's dick.
Listen.
That's completely fine by me.
Right.
You're living openly right. That's completely fine.
100%.
I don't really agree with it. It's not going to be for me, but that's for you. You can do that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
I've been to many nice parties at gay parties or whatever. The party wasn't gay. The guys throwing the party were gay. They got big mansion, pools, barbecue, the whole thing. And they know how to cook. It's a great spread. They put on a great party. All the women out there know that the gays throw a great party. 100% agree with that. And if they just, I'm happy to go to the parties as long as they don't grab my ass too many times. Mr.
As long as they got good canapes and they keep down to themselves.
Yeah, if they know there's a line, don't cross it, And also, don't guys, I'll tell you this, don't do the pink cocaine. It's not all cocaine. It's other shit. You don't want to do. That's for the gays. Whoa. That's not for you. Stay away from the pink cocaine.
Himalayan salt? What is that pink cocaine shit? What is this?
They call it Tucci, and it's a mix of MDMA, ketamine, a tranquilizer, and cocaine.
Holy fuck!
And it might have meth in it, but that
will tear you up, son.
Yeah, it relaxes the old
probably
muscles.
Be gay by the end of that.
Yo,
yeah,
facts.
like what the fuck?
Yeah. So Mr. Jiki says, hell yes, it's the ass grabbers, 100%. FOMO says, hope your safety, Wag. FOMO says, a lot of regular guys are against the trans stuff now. A lot of regular gays. They should be, bro. They should be. They're cannibalizing the whole gay culture, man. The gay culture is going to disappear, bro. It's so apparently it's been here for thousands of years. Okay, well then leave it that way. Don't cannibalize it. We got grass going old on us again.
I want the classy gays back. I want them just to shake your hand and tell you I'm a Republican and I'll vote with you. Yeah. Where am I?
King Yeti says, and that's a Bible Belt, Central Arkansas. Damn. Okay. FOMO says, a fun party is a fun party, especially if it's a little sexy, bro. I tell you what, that's the truth. And a lot of times gay people are throwing good parties. You ever been in the Hollywood Hills? You ever been to great places like La Jolla? You ever been to like all these wealthy areas? A lot of times it's gay people that are throwing them parties. You might not know it when you show up, but if you're an attractive guy, they'll still make sure.
You sure know it when you've left.
That's what I'm saying. They'll make sure you know before you've left. Like, hey, I want to come back into the back room. Don't go in the back room. Don't do the pink cocaine. Okay, that's what
they're
I'm
not going to show me their trophies. Got it. Taking notes. Thank you.
King Yeti says if he had pink coke in the 90s, it was super nummy and super geeky. I was up for 2 days off 1 gram. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, the pink coke, bro, it'll tear you to fuck up. That's the stuff that Diddy made popular. He called it Tucci, and he had like fucking bags of that shit. And it is. I had gay friends when I lived in San Francisco that would go to the club for 3 or 4 days on that shit. And then they'd come back like, 20 pounds lighter because they sweated so much that all their water weight was gone. And I wouldn't see them for like a month until they recovered or some shit, bro. But that's wild. Anyway, rough. I didn't expect to talk gay talk, but hey, we'll do it. It's fun. We'll have a good time. Sometimes that kind of shit happens. But
sorry to gay it up, folks. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I came in, a bunch of gay shit happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah, FOMO says regular Coke for me thing. So 100%, stay with the natural stuff, okay? The natural weed, the natural Coke. Stay with the natural stuff. Don't add that fucking chemical stuff in there and to really fuck you up, man. 100%. Everybody's running around saying ketamine's the shit. They've been doing that shit here in LA for about 10 years, bro. And they say it's micro dosing ketamine. Stay away from that, bro. It'll break your brain. 100%, bro. King Yeti says yellow Coke is the best. 100%. That's the natural stuff before it's fucking, cut with all kinds of bullshit and, gets white. You want the yellow Coke. You want it like the color of your teeth a little bit. That's 100% right. We coming up here on, but we blew right past the 2-hour mark, guys. We're about ready to wrap it up, but we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I know I probably got to pee. I think James probably got to pee. I know.
I got to get a water pump on.
Grass is gonna go have to pump his water, and I know that's a heterosexual thing. That's not a gay thing he's talking about right there.
Oh yeah, I'm putting a water pump on my car. Sorry, I should be more specific. We're being gay. More man shit, fucking cars.
Oh shit, we got a super tick from Huck. Shout out to you, bro. I think that's Kier out there in the chat. Shout out to giving you a big clap. Shout out to you, bro. I hope you're doing great. He says happy Saturday. Ray, let's fucking go. King Yeti says, in with Mersh. I just want some GHB. Bro, GHB, you could do that. Yeah, you could do that in the confines of your house. Yeah, that shit should be legal in my opinion. Like this natural shit, bro. Let's fucking go. But Grass, we covered a lot of fun stuff. We had a lot of great visitors. We had a lot of fun people pop in. What are your final thoughts on everything we covered? What would you leave people with if you're going to give them a nugget of wisdom? A nugget of green wisdom, a green pill per se. What would you say?
Man, if you're going to go and pursue whatever life you choose, because that's what it is. You choose to be married, you choose to be single, you choose to be whatever you choose to be. Go love whoever the fuck you are going to love and do it with all of your heart. Because in the end, what are you going to have besides the people that you love?
Yeah, that's well said. I know Grass does a lot of streams. I was watching him play Mouse PI, and I was loving that. Had you up on the big TV 3 or 4 days. Had a great time watching you do that. Where can people find you, Grass? I know you're on Rumble and YouTube.
Man, I'm on Rumble, YouTube, X, Twitch, Kick. I'm on damn near everything. I'm doing green pills right now. I'm probably going to start doing some gaming streams again here and there. I got into Zomboid a little bit, Project Zomboid.
Nice. I love Zomboid.
That shit's fucking wild.
Yeah, that's fun.
My buddies were putting mods in it and shit, and they added weed and shit, and they were like, "Come in and play with us and be the weed guy." And I'm like, "Yes,
you got to." Bro. Are you gonna play the new Star Fox when it comes out?
Man, I don't have a Switch 2. That's way too much money.
How much are those? But now,
500 bones new.
Damn. I remember when Nintendo was $100, dog. That's fucked up.
Oh, dude, yeah. And I had a deal to get a $200 Nintendo Switch 2 on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
But then my car fucking died. Like on the way, my belt popped, and then I found out about all my timing chain assembly and shit that I had to fix. So I'm doing that now. But I took a break because it's hot outside.
Well, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you popped on and had a good time with us. Go follow Professor Grass at what is it? Professor Grass on all the accounts.
Professor Grass, everything, man. Yeah, okay. Except for X, it's at OldPoke94, which comes up as Professor Grass as well.
Yeah.
But if you find the green pill, if you at the green pill 420 on X, you can send me whatever you want, and I will possibly play it on my show.
Let's fucking go. That's incredible. And you might see Grassel often if you watch Nightwave, because Mersh raised him quite often, and we love to see
he does. And that guy, I tell you what, I'm sorry to interrupt, Ray, but dude, there should be more streamers like that guy.
Mersh is solid.
I forgot to look at his numbers. He's like 7,000 fucking subscribers now on Rumble or something. He used to have a lot on YouTube, and then things happened and people are fucking terrible and they want to wreck people's fucking money for whatever reason instead of making money.
That's why we raising up as an army. We're gonna rebuild that shit. We're gonna pass the goodness back up to Mersh, especially if we get a little bit bigger. I'm gonna promote the hell out of him. I've been trying to get him to make this T-shirt for the longest time, but he won't check his DMs. But we all know that's standard Mersh. You know what I'm saying?
You'll have that, man. Yeah. But I'm ready for Kitty City, homie. Like that's gonna be cool shit.
Pipe. Yeah, I got.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Mersh in on that too. We're gonna have a good time doing that. So I'm pumped.
Hell yeah, dude.
So everybody go follow Professor Grass. Get some of that green pill. Get happy. James, South London, James, let's fucking go. What are your final thoughts as we wrap up here? We went a little bit long, I know, but it was a great conversation, bro. We kicked some ass.
It was great. I'm going to keep this brief, though, because I need to take a wicked leak.
Wicked
right.
Piss. A killer piss.
If you're at a sexy party and a queer guy slaps you on the ass, it's only ever gay if you get an erection. Thank you.
That's facts.
100%,
Everybody go follow James Domenico Graben on YouTube. James Domenico
Have a great
Graben
weekend,
81.
everyone, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, James Domenico Graben on X. Now we were going to talk about Brendan Fraser and everything that's going on with him, but we'll say that for next time. That fits right in with what James just said. But we're out of here, people. She sells SoCal, Forest Mommy, Mr. Jiki, Carrie C, King Yeti. We got Huck in the chat. We got all the good people. We got Big B Trucker, Forest Mommy again. I'm just trying to scroll up and catch everybody who commented. If you want me to shout you out, Ice Dancer. Of course, Mersh was here. Thank you, Mersh, for being here. Let's get the fuck out of here. You guys have a great fucking weekend and kick some ass. Let's go, people.